How that looks on screen. There we go. The in-universe date at the start of the session. I knew I forgot to calculate something. I believe you are September 30th.
September 30th. Are we? How much? Didn't we have 18 days of travel to get here?
Wasn't it closer to?
Because it was the 17th to start
Let's
with,
see.
right? My
Yes.
my estimation was that session 3 started on the 5th of October.
All right, we'll go with that. Like I said, I didn't do the calculation.
Right. That's I think the 17th plus 18 days is the 5th of October. So that's the day we landed. Have we done any more days since then, or is it still that?
We overnighted on state. Remember, we had the guard rotation.
Right.
So.
Okay. So the 6th.
The 6th. Yep.
Okay. Cool.
I do usually keep slightly better track of time. I started off my sci-fi jamming with very, very strict timekeeping. Not quite down to the hour, but I knew exactly what day everything was happening, and also took account for things that, you know, only took 6 hours or 18 hours. Made some variances for that. I discovered that that wasn't as fun as I thought it would be.
Yeah. I just want a date to put at the top of the journal entry.
Yeah, no, that's perfectly fine. What was that?
I know that we had made plans in scavenging. Are we doing that this session, or was that done in between last session and this session?
I'm going to gloss over it really quickly. So we start on the 6th, and then we're going to spend 6 days scavenging. The only things that we really need to do are get some idea of the characters and how they're feeling and going along with this, as well as anything else that you want to do, like scavenging the communications dish. That wasn't included in the impact there. So we'll need to do that a little bit. If you want to interrogate the communications dish, that's also something you can do. I know you had some questions. I believe you had some questions.
Yes. Yes, we did.
So why don't we start with that? I think we actually ended the last session with everyone seeing their criminal record except for 800. And
yeah.
Let me just get from whoever wants to volunteer. How is your character reacting to seeing this? At least one volunteer.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like not quite believing it, but yeah. If the computer says it. I feel like 180 is definitely the sort where, like, the computer says it, but she's not quite going to believe it until she sees the raw data. So I want to dig into that and just pull as much as I can on, like, where is this data coming from? Is it actually what it says it is? All of that.
Yeah, I feel like 872 as well is just sort of staying at it. I feel like he's quietly mouthing, and if anyone bothers to let breathe, then they'll realise that he's adding up the numbers of, like, he's tallying up the deaths on his. And then it's about the end of that I'll sort of squint at the date of the last entry on his criminal record and say, hang on, that something's weird about this. Is this a live feed? Like, he will actually ask the others, is that a live feed?
Probably not.
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, no, because look at this. The last crime on my record here: 3250 0325, trespassing, mass murder, state system, state prime, exclusive jurisdiction, galactic mandate, trespassing, state prime, yada yada. Attacked the colony paradise, entire colony of population of 94 confirmed dead. That
25th.
yeah,
25th.
yeah,
The
25th,
the life support went low power on the 18th.
right? And if nothing else, we just saw, well, we saw that guy yesterday, so not everybody's dead, but also, how the hell is there a crime for, like, how does a wanted poster of us in the destroyed colony contain the crime of destroying the colony?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, let's do some pretty quick math here. There are, let me see here, 9 records.
Yeah.
And I have 5 of you here. So that leaves 4 unknown records that this could have been, you know?
Yeah.
They did this crime, supposedly, right? And then they continued to fuck off somewhere else.
And then who put the records on these? I think at this point 180 is definitely diving into, like, is this a live feed? How did this data get here? Where did this data come from? Is it correct? Is it authentic? All of that.
Could have been reported when the ships moved. Takes time for news to travel.
Yeah. And I'd also at some point like to see a manifest of who should be here. I want to know that 94 number. Does that include the guy we shot?
You know that the facility had a administration room with papers about. Want to explore that again?
I feel like maybe someone with administer should do the paperwork.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already had a look. I couldn't. Well, I wasn't really looking for that. I can go look again, but paperwork's not really my strong suit.
Yeah.
I'll take a gander at it.
I can very well as if you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So I will lead him to the administration room.
All right. This will probably be in some. Well, immediately is fine. I was thinking of mixing it in with downtime of the actual salvage, but you know what? You guys are here. You're at the comms tower, and you're going straight over to the administration room. No reason to embellish the date. 119 and 872 can spend a little bit of time in the file room there. Is anyone else going to wander over, or are you interested in other things?
I'm not just going to leave him in the file room and then go back. I'm curious to see what 180 finds.
Yeah, I'm looking in the. I want to see this data stuff. Like, what's going on with this?
Swap some of you around over here.
Yep.
Oops. 800, 579. Where are you two wanting to be?
I think 800's probably just wandering around more or less aimlessly, just kind of idly counting the bodies that have been stacked and, you know, checking on, you know, what's here. If there may be some sort of like other hidden areas that would be disguising more bodies.
Okay. Well, 808 is going to make that a little bit easier for you, as 808 has started moving things so that the prime salvage pointed out by 579 can be more easily accessed. 808 is getting to work.
Good time.
What about 579?
Honestly, probably just gonna try to lose himself in some work.
Alright. I'm gonna put 579 over here, buddied up with 808, and 800 just kind of, we'll put you over here. There you go.
Wonderful.
Those are boxes you can use to depict where you are as well. It's gonna take a little bit of time for 119 to go through those files. In the meantime, over at the comms dish with 872, what is 180 trying to get to?
I basically want to know, like, what the data that we have here, the wanted stuff, like in general, but also specifically that last entry on all of our things, all of us that have an entry. Like, when did that get here? Where did it come from? Is it like signed or whatever the standard thing would be here? Basically, is it authentic? Is it forged? Does everything match up? Is it suspicious in any way?
Okay.
Basically, she's just trying to run through like all the ways that this could be not real and systematically eliminating them.
So this is the equivalent of a wait, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Page 55, I think. Yeah, of a answer a specific question.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll me program or int program. This is hacking.
Okay.
The communications computer doesn't want to give you this information. Even as Joe Pearson, you're not authorized to get this deep in, and so you have to make it.
Yeah. Oh God! Look at those dice.
Wow.
Look at those flipping dice.
All right. Well,
5, 5,
unfortunately,
5,
180 triggers an alarm and gets nothing. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, on a 15, it'd be a very very secure system.
180 glides right in, and gets a little bit of what I said. 180 finds a lot of nothing where there should be something. With a 15, okay. I'm not even going to make you roll another check to confirm this. This system has been tampered with, and entries have been removed. Also, it very much looks like the crime data was added. It did not come naturally to this satellite.
Okay. Almost like someone put it here for us to find.
That or I don't know.
Well, like, why would some random mining colony have like crime reports for us specifically? There are only 9 things here, and half of them are us. I don't see why a random mining outpost would just have that. That's too much of a coincidence. These were put here for us to find.
I think
which also means I don't think someone actually tried to kill us in the sun. I think they meant for us to wake up and be here.
Let me jump in here. With the 15, I'm also going to give you a little bit of cross info. You knew that Joe had some communications parts and equipment back at his little lair. It appears that somebody has salvaged this this system independently of whatever happened in the computers, and has compromised the integrity of the station. This dish should be transmitting out everything that it currently has in it, all the relevant alerts, data, the colony's continued distress beacon. That
Right.
would be continually transmitted until somebody actually turned that off.
Is there any
as
way
well
to
as
know
the crime
when that was
reports.
done?
That's going to require a fix check.
Okay, but I can identify that it seems to have been done.
Oh yeah,
And then-
yeah.
Okay.
And 180 can see, is clearly deep enough into this that she can see which components Joe used for his jury-rigged field radio that basically shut down this dish. Like, shut down the transmission operation of it. It was still tracking and moving around, but it wasn't doing anything other than that.
Yeah. Okay. Do I have any idea of when the data was tampered with or not?
That you don't have.
Okay.
Whoever they were, they knew what they were doing.
Yeah. The hacking that was done to enter that data was good. The main sign of it is that there's missing data where there should be data.
Yeah.
So
I guess it's like the data like that sort of represents the actual information is there, but like maybe there's supposed to be some log that it was put there and that's missing or something.
yeah, like it was probably hacked by somebody who doesn't really know all that much about the internal data structure of a communications dish like this, and they removed what was relevant, whatever that data was, but not the things that the data that the dish uses to continue its operation without throwing errors.
Right. Okay.
Or rather, they left the data that the dish needs so that it does not throw errors.
Right. Okay.
Is 180 basically vocalizing all this as she stumbles across it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if she's like saying it like to explain to you, but she would definitely be muttering to herself, and you'd probably catch enough of it to figure it out.
Thinking out loud, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And probably at a few points she starts bouncing questions off you, just like, not that she expects you to know the answer, but that in asking the question, she thinks about it differently and figures out the answer.
In your portrayal of her, I imagine her a mumbler. As she's going along with things. I don't know if that's accurate, but that's the impression you're giving me.
Yeah. She's definitely not silent while working on stuff.
So basically, 872 is there to be your rubber duck. That's fair.
Yeah, that's pretty much what you've ended up as here. Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
In that case, once you've relayed all that, I'll say, so someone planted a criminal records here, including fabricated report of his house. Hold up.
Well, I guess so. I mean, it could be
a fabricated, like, last entry of this is when everyone on the state was killed. So, I mean, the report says that everyone on the planet was killed, but we found at least one survivor. Maybe there's more.
It says the entire population of 94 was killed. We found one person alive.
Yeah.
And one that was dead but didn't live here, right? We found that guy with the other. So 94 still adds up. If there's supposed to be 94 people here and they've just gone, okay, there's 94 bodies, that adds up.
But you guys haven't found 94 bodies.
We haven't counted the bodies yet, though. And also, worth noting, how do we know that? Like, it looks to me like it's implying that there was only these 94 people on this planet. Is there a colony somewhere else on this planet?
Don't know.
I mean, unlikely.
Yeah.
But if
I
we
want to see a manifest for this place.
like, if that is the only thing that we have seen, oh, that's all the people on the planet, and we know it's been compromised somehow, then we can't trust anything it says.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
We can't really rely on these records really, because
So we must be innocent.
somebody put them here. Somebody put them here. Well, I don't think we can assume that we're anything. Yeah.
Let's move over to admin. 119 ruffling through some papers. You want to go ahead and give me a int administer or wisdom administer check? No, just a moment there.
Yeah, I think they were out of the roll 20, so.
Yeah, I think so. Power saving mode. Should have given you a little bit more warning on that. Sorry, Nox. Okay. So it starts becoming fairly clear to 119, as 180 and 872 are outside, talking about what may and may not have happened with that comms dish. 119 is finding similar gaps in record keeping here. You're first of all able to look at the transcript timing, the distress signals that were sent out, and it suggests that some of them were removed. Secondly, there are a handful of business transactions that have clearly had to occur because there's stock that's here or that's missing on the next one, but that those records have also been removed. Made a little bit more obvious as 119's really getting into it, and also piggybacking on some of the search and the efforts that 800 made in there by well, I think I lost my train of thought there. But yeah, the 800's earlier efforts in helping, basically organizing things and finding those transcripts, the distress signals, and 119 going back over with a goal to find something, finds that things are missing.
Okay. 119 is going to kind of take this information, bring it to our, take it to 180, and kind of corroborate information from there. And the paper trails, a dead end as far as getting things we want, and a gold mine as far as finding holes.
Holes seems to be what we have everywhere. I mean, we are in a mine. I guess we should have expected holes, but I didn't expect holes in these places. Yeah. I do want to know. And 180 will just sort of stick her head out the door and just start, like, go to yell and then sort of stop and think for a moment and then yell, like Douglas. Trying to, like, go to yell and then, hang on, what was the name? Yeah. And just try and get 579 in here to look at, like, what has gone on with this dish when that might have been done. because 180, she has some fix. She knows that 579s is better, and she wants to make sure it gets done right.
Yeah, does 579 recognize the name Douglas as it's being called out?
Yeah, of course. He's really taken to his name.
Okay.
Or actually, I don't know. Do I? Do I have to ask?
Well, I think that's up to you. The name on that report seems familiar enough.
I guess the question, I guess the question is it really his name?
That's probably going to require some more digging. Probably somewhere other than
See, now he's second guessing it, but regardless, he's going to accept it as his name, so he will respond to the name.
Okay.
Yeah, it's better than a number.
You think I shortened it to Doug? I feel like I'd be a Doug.
Yeah.
Doogie?
You do Doug.
Doogie? No, I'm not doing Doogie.
Oh, so you have actually updated the character sheet with that. Whatever you want on the character sheet, whatever you put on the character sheet, I'll go ahead and change your token to.
I think I can change the token too, actually.
Oh, you can change the token too? Then go ahead and do that.
Yeah, I can't. Actually, I think I can save it too. That's something I'm moving to test. I'm just gonna say Douglas. And then...
If you can change the token, I'll go ahead and update so that it updates the default.
Actually, I'm kind of curious. Oh no, it didn't. Hold on. But it's still in there. Okay. Nope. Okay, I can't update the token.
Okay, no, that's
It's
fine.
a lie.
I have done that. See, Ginja has updated token name also.
Yeah. Or I tried. It doesn't appear to have actually done much.
No, I can see
Wait.
it.
I have two guns again. What's going on?
You have two guns again?
I think you updated the default token and then it's duplicated my gun.
Shouldn't be.
Yeah, I noticed. I noticed some of my guns in Vokai got doubled as well. I just deleted the copy and it's all fine.
I haven't touched your guns.
I
Yeah, I
fucking
haven't
hope
touched
not.
your sheet.
Well, yeah, I was waiting for that response.
Walked right
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh no, double Doug.
Double Doug.
Double Doug.
Douglas.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, Douglas, you hear your
Yeah.
name
Okay.
called out.
Huh? Yeah.
There's bits missing out this dish. Any chance you can let me know? You can figure out like when they got pulled? Because
I can give it a go.
it ain't
That'd be
been transmitting since then.
sure. Is that fixed intelligence?
Yeah. And Jackal 800 can audibly hear what's going on over there as well if you want to join in.
I think 800 is content with having her whatever life crisis this is.
Okay.
Oh God, is it my midlife?
Is it
count as that?
my
How old are
life?
we?
Is it my midlife? What's going on? Who the fuck am I?
How old do we count as if we don't have memories? You know?
Yeah. Just like
Three babes.
Are we like several days old, or do we still count as however many years old? For those of us who even know.
So
I would say that we probably still count as like being as old as we are because people don't like people who are genuinely suffering from amnesia probably don't. We don't say, "Oh, they're 0 years old," you know. Plus,
usually not now.
Plus, we do still have a procedural memories. We've just lost the episodic.
Yeah.
Speaking of procedural memories, old hat to Douglas. It's easy enough to see what has come out of this comms dish. It's harder to pinpoint down to exactly when it was scavenged, but there are enough clues around that it was. He can corroborate it to right around when Joe's signal started about 5.5 months ago. So, well after the events here. Um, and let's see, that should be shortly after the well, a few weeks after the last actual entry of the dish, where it recognized that the unknown ship K3-323 was on a stable course with a destination to the sun. It recorded that impact was expected on September 18th, one day after you guys woke up. Which would have been accurate if you hadn't woken up.
Would have happened if we didn't make it not happen.
Mm-hmm.
Really suspicious that. So let me see. So whoever left in that situation presumably set the time on the pods, right?
Yeah, I don't think this was an accident. Like, that ship was on a collision course where we would wake up like hours before it was going to get destroyed.
Yeah, at most a day before.
And then we find that the one habitable planet in the system has crime reports that just happen to include most of us. Like, that's not an accident. That doesn't happen by chance.
It's a real sloppy assassination attempt.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think this is an assassination.
Yeah, do you assume that the people that put you in the situation are idiots or masterminds?
Well, neither, I don't think, because the thing is, they've gone to a lot of effort to put this data here. And if we didn't wake up, we would never have seen it because we would have been destroyed. I think it's been put here. It feels like it's been put here for us to find, because who else is it relevant to on this planet, really?
So you're saying whoever it was assumed that we would wake up, be competent enough to not to direct a course away from the star within a day, and also that we would come here because it's the nearest planet.
It's the only logical place. It's the only logical place. Mm-hmm. This is the one planet in the system that actually supports life. We were limited on life support. Yeah. We need more air. And this is the planet we get it from.
Mm-hmm.
And we can't jump. So, yeah.
Yeah, I just had a terrifying thought. What if this was a really fucked up team building exercise? What if we weren't meant to lose our memories and the captain just set us adrift and went, okay, if you guys, like, if a team building exercise about, I don't know, dealing with crisis conditions or something. Sorry, what?
Are you still on that team building exercise theory?
Out of character, I have lots of theories. Lots of theories, very few answers.
It feels. I mean, it feels like a weird setup for a team building exercise. Like, what happens if we just don't fix it? We just destroy the ship? That seems like high stakes for a team building exercise.
Well, obviously the captain's hardcore, right?
That is true.
Definitely. Look at that record.
And there's no motivation like the threat of being burned alive.
Plus, she knew us. She'd been, well, okay, maybe not most of you guys, but look at us. The last 3 years or so of crimes on my record match hers, so she knows that I at least would be able to keep you guys like in line and moving, right? Surely. It's unlikely, but
Okay.
I don't know.
The thing with that. Okay. If it was a team building thing and we weren't supposed to lose our memories, why put this data here? What does the data do in that scenario? Because everything here feels intentional. The dates are precise. We woke up a day, 6 months later, and a day before we hit the sun. That's not an accident. I feel like every piece of this is intentional, and I don't think the team building exercise can explain this data being here.
I'm gonna jump in with one quick observation that Knox, you can decide if John rocks this or if it flies by him. But on talking about all these crimes and everything that Portia Lynn has done, it's the 3 megacorps stand out as being targeted by her, and those 3 megacorps, with most of you are a familiar sensation, like a familiar memory. I think 180 is probably the most excluded from that familiarity. 180 doesn't seem to have the breadth of years behind her to have recognized those 3 names as being familiar staples in the sector. John definitely does, and one thing that he may have grokked is that there were no transactions or records of transactions with Union in the file room. That should stand out as odd, since Union is the mining megacorp.
Yeah, when they say they provided, place basically sold to all the megacorps, right?
Yeah, they tend to. This is out of character knowledge for now, the specifics of it, but yeah, Union tends to interact or transact with any kind of mining endeavor. They will buy rock, mineral, ore, and all that from independent miners, but they'll also try to own the planet on which that mining is occurring, either by force or through legal means.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to let most of this go over 119's head, partially because halfway through the explanation it went over my head. Also, I don't know what grok means.
Grok is just to understand, internalize, yeah.
Intuitively.
Okay.
It's a fancy way of really understanding something well.
Funny you use the word fancy for a word like grok.
Yeah.
It's the most uncivilized word I know.
So 872 to 188. Okay, so assume that all of this was planned then, but wait, hear me out. The plan, like, if everyone here was dead or meant to be dead, because look at that. The last record says that the entire colony was confirmed dead. That doesn't include Joe. So whoever planned this didn't plan. You said this tower wasn't broadcasting out all the alerts it should have been, right?
Yeah, because the dish had been taken to bits.
Right. So that because you reckon it was Joe that took the dish to bits.
Well, it's the transmitter Joe was using seemed to have those same bits, so it seems likely.
Okay, so that means that if whoever planned out this whole thing didn't account for Joe because they thought everyone was dead, so they thought that dish would still be transmitting all its alerts and stuff. So, what they assumed that we get, they assumed probably that would draw an investigation at the same time that we got here, maybe.
Possible.
Like Putting aside what Joe did, if that is still beaming out, what would that have looked like, and what would the plan have been? Because then maybe we can figure out what was meant to happen.
Indeed.
Because it sure as hell wasn't this.
Yeah. So Dex, inter-system communication, how does that work? Is that the black box thing where it like takes the comms when the ship jumps?
So ships are supposed to, when a ship comes into system, it is supposed to immediately broadcast who it is, and along with that broadcast, after that broadcast, it gets a ping back from whatever kind of communication satellite is in the system. Sometimes with a system like that, that satellite is a ground dish. It's a comms dish like this. Once that communication handshake occurs, then the systems will automatically, the black box and the satellite will automatically exchange all rudder information up to drive 2 or up to 2 hexes, as well as any mail and news that is being carried by that ship or is intended for that ship.
Okay.
A lot of it is automated through the black box, which is a bit of black magic in itself that Galactic Mandate has managed to acquire somehow and proliferate and require in some places.
Yeah.
Does that answer the question, or did I just ramble on?
Yeah, no, that's exactly the stuff I wanted to know. So that means if this dish had still been broadcasting, the only way anyone outside the system would have found out is if a ship came through, right?
Yes. If a ship had come through while this dish was broadcasting, they would have immediately been given those crime reports, presumably along with whatever news they already had about crimes that have been perpetrated by the Raza. Obviously, the crime reports by themselves aren't going to do much, but when you put a wanted poster and a caution, avoid this person, along with other news that's been received.
Yeah.
Now, incoming ships wouldn't get all the information that you've gotten here. They're not going to get all of this information about who's come and gone, but they would be transmitting that, and this dish would be receiving and recording that if Joe hadn't come around and, broken things. So you can't reliably know if anything happened after April 1st.
Right. Yeah. It's basically like at some point after April 1st, the transmitter was disabled, and from that point onwards, the data wouldn't be there.
Yeah. Now, this isn't a popular system, so it's not uncommon for there to be a string of days with no data collected or recorded. The best you can, the best 579 could figure was about 5.5 months, corroborating with the first transmission from Joe's field radio.
Right. Yeah.
Just a quick question. You said that the black box and satellite usually exchange rudders up to 2 hexes. Does that mean that even normally a normal ship with a normal black box would still have to manually request rudders for longer jumps?
The black box won't manually request it. There's some capitalism at play here. Rudders of 3 hexes and longer are rare and valuable. They're valuable to be kept secret because a megacorp that has a special route between 3 hex places, and has the ships capable of navigating it, has a commercial advantage.
Okay.
Normally
Can we
people
get Can we get the star map up quickly, please?
Sure can. Normally people would have to specifically ask for anything more than the 2 hex jump from the traffic control, and whether your request will be granted or not is really going to depend on where you are.
No. I can't seem to. Oh, there's. Okay, so that's 2 hex. I thought that was 3 for some reason from Andrews to Azzy.
Oh.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody still want the the star map up? Well, not star map, the metaspace map up. I'll wait until you're done arrowing. It is somewhat important as a background lore point to recognize that this isn't a star map at all. It is a map that has locations of stars on it, but connected only by metaspace. All of these stars could be in different galaxies.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. And it's also like this distance physically might be longer than this distance physically,
Correct.
but the metaspace makes it easy to get like that bit, whereas it'd be really hard to do that.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I was just hoping that it would be longer than that from Andrews to Azzy, which means that we wouldn't arouse suspicion by asking for the order. But alas.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you never know. We might find another ship drifting into the sun in Andrews. You know, things seem to have been planned out so far. I wonder what the next plan is. You know,
Like I say though, I do think that the plan went off the rails. Well, the person can't possibly have planned for Joe to take down the communications to this tower. They obviously didn't plan for that because the records say everyone was dead. So that wasn't part of the plan. So it was meant to still be broadcasting.
That is true. The thing says everyone's died.
So what was their next step?
Joe was hiding. Yeah. I don't know, because we wouldn't have been able to receive that. Our things are dead. Although were they dead at that point, or is that later? Were our comms down there?
I'm thinking more, was someone else meant to get these crime records, come here and find us?
Maybe.
For good
waking up, and the waking up was just a failsafe or something.
For good or for bad, yeah.
Yeah. It definitely feels like everything's intentionally done. Like, it doesn't feel like an accident, but for what reason, I have no idea.
In any case, we're off the script now because Joe took down that tower.
Oh, was that last part because what? Oh.
We're off the script now because Joe took down that tower. Like, he didn't take down the tower, but he took down the broadcasting component of it.
Yeah.
Let's move on with a little bit of the work. We'll come back to anything that you want to talk or roleplay out, but I want to push us along here. Over time, in the next couple of days, you get to scrapping and tearing down equipment, bringing it over to your ship for 579 to repair that drive. I believe I owe you a ship drive, spike drive status here. Oh, no, I got it to you. That's right. Can be repaired to drive 3. Yeah. Okay, good. And you can see that, right?
For the drive. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Also, I see we have the other ship status stuff now.
You do. That was a mistake last time. I forgot to make that.
I almost mentioned it, but now it's like, nah, we don't know that because I don't think we need to worry about most of those.
Yeah, you didn't actually need it at the moment. We were more focused on the drive and the vital systems. But yes, you guys now have all the fittings, mods, and weapons status sheets. These are kind of your bills of repair, so to speak, and are going to be the primary way that we track ongoing repairs. For example, if you don't have to keep 3,125 spare parts in your cargo space to repair the emissions dampers all at once. If you want to get those parts out of your cargo and put the work in, then you can basically just start working on those as you go. Now, the Raza is a pre-tech ship, as I believe you've heard me say once or twice, and so you're going to be able to repair her in space, unlike repair her in space at a reasonable rate instead of taking weeks or months that it would. I believe the standard rate is 5,000 credits worth of actual repair work per day. It's still going to take time, but you're going to have plenty of time in metaspace to accomplish that. And
right, those maintenance fees. We gotta remember those.
And the maintenance fees. Which you're also not entirely certain what they're going to be at the moment, because you still haven't had a chance to get a real good extensive overview of the ship. Even on planet here, you've been more focused on what can be acquired, investigating Parady's mining colony, and what can be acquired from Parady's mining colony. And also, I forgot what I had changed the maintenance costs to. In transitioning from one cycle to the next, I decided to change it a little bit, and I need to go revisit my notes, but that's not immediately important, so I will hold off on that. What is important is that repairs are going as kind of expected. I'm going to ask for one quick fix check from 180, int fix from 180.
Okay. Int fix from me. Okay.
Yep. This is for the comms data. 180 is a little bit more familiar with the programming and the electronics needed to get your nav systems and not nav systems, tactical systems, the computerized parts of it. And that is sufficient to cover the entirety of both tactical and the external comms without using any of the scrap that you're collecting from the rest of the mining facility. So that takes 140 off your costs. Quick note here. It does put a little bit of extra work on everyone that's participating in the work, as it is a lot more fiddly components than were initially identified as being usable salvage. It's not an extra day unless you want it to be, but it is a little bit, it's just more work. I'd probably say that better, but it's just more work.
I 7-9's down for it still.
Okay. I'm gonna ask everyone except for those with Exert 1 to give me a Exert Con skill check. I don't know if anyone in this crew has Exert 1.
I do now.
Oh, huh?
8.
Yeah.
6.
Didn't matter.
8, 7, 6.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh no,
Okay.
the old man.
Mm.
Bjorken, if you had exert 1, you didn't need to make skill check.
Oh, okay.
So you're good. You're good.
Right.
All right. If you did not get an 8, then you're. I did say it was going to be 1 strain per day, but I revised that because I felt that was a little bit too rough. If you did not get an 8, then you have taken 2 strain. If you did get an 8, or you had exert 1, then you only take 1 strain. I actually did this backwards. It was supposed to be exert 0 first. I'll do the exert 0 next. Does anybody even have exert 0 for me to worry about it?
Oh. I did not.
No.
That first noise I heard, was that a I do? Or I did? No, it sounds like only one person had exert at all, and that was the person with exert 1. So, perfect. I did nothing wrong. Nothing was backwards.
Mm.
All
You
right.
just skipped the bit you didn't need to do.
All right, there's one more bit of quick skill check paperwork to do, and that is, it's recognized that some of this machinery is going to be more valuable than just spare parts. For whatever reason, for such a small mining colony, well, actually, not really a small mining colony. It was a small mining colony with a larger than their size should allow operation. They had some pre-tech equipment, or at least equipment that is enhanced by pre-tech.
Mm.
Huh.
That's going to be difficult, but you should be able to get some of those components out without damaging them. So obviously there's going to be a fix check involved, but before that fix check, is anyone else contributing to the handling of that equipment? Now, I'm not specifying what it's in. We'll work that into the description as you come up with ways to obtain this pre-tech. It could be anything from computer systems to extra durable materials handling.
No, if there's some pre-tech there, I think it's safe to say that 872 would probably be like best served with helping with the hauling around and moving of stuff. Would I be able to make a notice check? Because pre-tech is like noticeably different. It's like distinctly different. You can identify it on site, right?
Not
so would
always.
I be able to make an? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not always that like noticeably different or ostentatious, but there's still signs that can be identified, so it's still a valid skill check.
Okay, in that case, can I roll notice as an assistant? Because I have notice 1 and the alert focus.
Yes, that would work. Go ahead.
Would that be wisdom?
Wisdom's fine. I think it would be similar to the difference between, like, someone might expect pre-tech to be the hoof prints that a deer leaves in snow. Clear, obvious, hey, there's something here. But it's more like the disturbed leaves that fell in the deer's passing.
Right, okay. 7, I don't think that's enough to really, like, count as a help for whoever's making the actual fix roll. I don't know, worth a shot.
Yeah. Anyone else have any ideas how to help secure these pre-tech components?
Yeah, I mean, I think 180's probably going to end up helping the same way that she did with the fixing some of the bits on the ship, just being physically smaller and able to get into places that the others can't, to either do things from the other side or push instead of pull, or just get a screwdriver in there and take it to bits.
Okay. That sounds to me like a Dex sneak check, unless you want to call it something else.
Can we call it intelligence or wisdom somehow, or is it just going to be Dex?
I could see an argument for intelligence.
Okay. Sneak in is good. I'll go with sneak in.
Okay.
Um,
And anyone else? This isn't just a standard assist where like hitting the threshold is +1. This is a little bit being handled a little bitly differently. Yes. And so
I
it's
feel like for this, yeah, actually, with that roll, I'm going to re-roll it.
okay.
I can do much better than that. And for pre-tech, it's
Come on, then, let's see it. Oh, there we go.
That is certainly
yeah,
much
like
better.
I say, because I'm at a +3 on top of the dice, so that was a 5, and now it's a 9 +3.
You're right, that is much better.
it's slightly better.
Yeah.
And anyone else wants to contribute to this team effort, the real team building exercise?
I suppose I should be rolling fix, yeah.
Not quite yet. Give me a minute.
Come on.
I know you're excited.
Chomping at the bit.
I know you're excited.
Come on, we're all doing our best to help you.
I don't even know how to help. I could give you wonderful words of affirmation, like you can do this.
No. Talk to the pre-tech. Convince it to come out and show itself.
Yeah.
Here, pre-tech.
What's that, Nox?
I was gonna say, figuring out what to do with the limited skill set is kind of the issue. But yeah, if maybe not the words of encouragement, but looking around for things that are jutting out, of things that can be cleared away to make extraction easier, would be able to help. Then Press 119 can do that.
Well, we already had a notice check rolled.
Okay.
Can you see a different way of achieving that?
Unless there's documentation, then of anything around, then admin wouldn't work.
There actually probably would be documentation of the components and their use around.
Okay. So we could try with admin of some kind.
Okay. 119 busies himself recovering in some paperwork. Go ahead and roll administer. And this seems like either a wisdom or intelligence again.
Okay. And let's go ahead and reroll that.
Okay. Oh gosh.
Oh no.
It was meant to be.
It was meant to be. Yep.
It is what it is.
The dice just said no.
Yeah.
All right.
That is the best thing, no.
Well,
A little bit too worn out from the one thing he moved.
579. You've got 2 rolls, and your difficulty is 10.
All right. Fix int.
Mhm.
I still have my reroll.
We'll get him.
Yep.
Yep.
I have my reroll.
Oh.
Well,
Oh no.
It's an improvement.
but no bonuses.
Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause you
No
were saying those
bonuses.
weren't
Yeah.
regular helps. Okay. Well. You said 2 rolls?
Yeah. Mhm.
All right.
Is that 2 rolls required or 2 attempts to get 10?
Ah,
Oh, it was actually 2 attempts, and yes, he was able to reroll.
oh, okay, so 3 attempts.
Yeah, yeah. And so you did get one of the components out. Which is more important to you, energy conversion or materials? Oh, you don't know what components are needed yet, do you? You don't.
We do for a lot of things.
Yeah. I think for the drive,
Yeah.
right?
Actually, do we need something for the drive tier 3? Or
Nope.
I didn't think we did for that.
I think it's just the mods that you know the components for right now. Yeah. You don't know what components are required for the weapons, and don't know what will be required for higher than 3 on the drive.
Settings, mods, vital systems. Yeah, nothing in the battle systems.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'd just be the mods. Let me see. You said what were the 2 options? Because computing would be
energy conversion and materials.
oversized mounting, but that's not terribly.
Yeah. Well, oversized mounting we're going to need for the hypercharge cannon at some point.
Yeah, but that's also
point, yeah.
expensive.
That's a lot of parts. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
energy conversion may be use. I can't. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it wouldn't surprise me if energy conversion or maybe or something like that is what we'd need for the cannons. So if we were to try and get one of the cannons running, that might be what we need for that.
Yeah. I think energy conversion, because that's also more. That's a more interesting pre-tech component, anyways.
It is, yeah.
It's like, this thing's really hard to break versus, hey, this does energy conversions that shouldn't be possible.
Well, the materials things, just for narrative, are less like this material is hard to break, and more like, hey, this is a mesh, some kind of like carbon fiber mesh that you layer over this thing and makes it non-corrosive and impossible to break. It isn't just like a piece of steel.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But we had to use something to make a decision, so.
Fair.
And unfortunately, we don't. That does not match any of our immediate needs.
All right. And
that we're aware of.
Is everyone aware where the pre-tech components are listed and described?
Under reports.
Yeah, I found it.
Okay.
Yeah, ship status mods, right?
There's actually a list of the pre-tech components right above the ship status mods.
So there is. I see.
Yeah, he has different types based off, and we need the different types for different parts of the ship.
Okay, yes.
It's more than it's a little bit of homebrew.
Yeah. Because this campaign is more focused on repairing a pre-tech device of some sort, your ship. It seemed more interesting to me to break them down into kind of like functional what they do and let you hunt down specific parts.
Yeah.
There's your list. Okay.
Cool. We've got the shopping list. Let's go.
You do. All right. I'm ready to let you guys finish your repairs and lift off from Stet, unless there are any other scenes or any other interrogations of this colony, investigations that you want to conduct. Yeah.
So wondering about the missing people, but I guess presumably they would have had to been Let me see. That's what, some 30 odd people or so. or maybe high 20s that were not accounted for in the numbers.
37, I believe. If you go from 57 to 94. Yeah, that sounds right.
Gotcha.
Close to a third.
And that's not like, I mean, that would be difficult to take, like, because the only thing that left that we're aware of from the thing was the 2 fighters, right?
The 2
yes.
fighters, and there's a whitelisted frigate as well. But that came through
Yeah, but
earlier.
the frigate, I think, left before the events.
Yeah, that left 10 days before the Raza even arrived. So
yeah, its entire trip here was basically 1 day, not counting whatever interstellar time it took.
I guess presumably since Joe is still here, that those people are gone, that were taken from the planet, even if that seems unlikely, but it's even more unlikely that they've been here all this time and Joe was all crazy by himself. There's not, we didn't see any, I think we scanned for any low-tech communities, right?
You did.
I didn't find anything.
In fairness, that was before we patched up our scanners.
That's true. I guess as we leave, I guess as we depart, we can, you know, try to do another scan, but I imagine that's not going to come up with anything. But you never know.
Yeah. What does the funeral services look like? I believe 579 was taking it upon himself to bury some folks.
Yeah.
Anybody else participating in that?
He certainly doesn't. He certainly doesn't remember how to do a funeral thing, so it's going to probably be short and brief.
Well, you could sing a song.
Oh yeah, that's true. I could. Yeah, you're right. I did.
It's apparently pretty good at that.
Guitar. So try to come up with whatever sad song I can.
Okay. Well, give us a perform check. Let's see if it's as good as the last one.
Yeah. Was it dexterity, intelligence, charisma?
For this, whatever attribute you want. They'll
Yeah,
imply different things. Dexterity would be, Dragon Force.
Mechanical performance. Yeah, I would go with charisma.
Okay.
Could be better, could be worse.
You do have a reroll. This is a different scene.
Okay, well then I'll do it.
And it's like there's no other checks in this.
Yeah. If you're gonna, okay, well we're gonna go with the 7.
Oh, ouch.
So he goes for a little bit of.
I can't remember.
It goes for a little bit of John Denver, but some missing pieces of information.
There's some mumbled lines.
Yeah, there you go.
Must not be one that he actually properly fully memorized yet. Yeah.
And to be fair, everyone else is so tired they might not notice. We're gonna get one more exert check from everyone before we go.
Oh, goody.
Everyone except for exert 1.
Yeah.
Is this still with the Constitution?
This is still with Constitution.
I feel like I did. I got 8 again.
You've rolled an 8 again. You have, yeah. And I bet the rest of us, none of us get an 8 again.
As if it was predetermined.
I'm just looking at that. This is a different scene, right? To when I re-rolled before. Yeah, I feel like I might roll well. You know, I'm only at a -1.
Yeah, the experts can re-roll if you want to do that.
Nope, the dice have spoken. It's a 5.
The dice have spoken. The shield is tired.
What's that re-roll looking like, Nox?
Oh, 119 isn't re-rolling.
Okay.
That was accidental adding the class features of the thing. Classic mobile move.
Yep, that works. So once again, 800 takes one. Actually, I did have you take exert last time, right, Myokin? Or not exert? System strain 1.
I think. Well, the first roll you did 2 system strain, right?
Yeah, everyone that
Yeah, it was-
failed, it takes 2.
Mhm.
And it's supposed to be.
Oh yeah,
You took 1.
I had one. I had one from like when we were doing the ship repairs urgently
Okay.
around the
Okay.
star.
I won't go back on that. This is more extended though, so Douglas and 800 both take 1.
You do.
Now, this is. I probably should have said this at the start. Don't worry about putting that on. You guys are about to get into a spike drill,
Yep.
which
Oh,
will
that's
be
fair.
6 days. Unless things go terribly off about that drill, spike drills are generally pretty relaxing. You'll be able to recover during those days. But really, these rolls were to take note of just how tiring this pace of work was for your characters.
Mhm.
Um,
Not
believe
tiring at all.
believe some of you may have been
Bite me.
over half of your.
Yeah. Just slightly.
That's alarming.
Yeah. Well, 11 con. 6. Well, I'm assuming I'm at 6. I'm assuming fails on that second set of rolls is another 2.
That's correct. Yes.
I'm at 6 then. Yeah.
But
wait, that's less alarming. I forgot you already had strain. For a second, I thought your con was 7.
No. 11 con, but I started with 2, so plus 4 from these.
Yeah.
But after
No.
that...
If con was 7, I'd have spent some of those skill points to get it up to an 8 and get more hit points.
Fair enough.
But after just shy of a week of work, you are able to stand back and look at the Raza from 10 kilometers away.
It's lovely.
Yeah, drive up to it and park one of those vehicles next to it. And look at it. It doesn't look terribly different from how it did when you skidded to a stop. But you know that inside is a functional spike drive, pressure seals, and really everything that you need to safely get off of Stet and, well, explore one system over. You were able to find navigation rudders to Andoys. I forgot to mention that. That was also found in the when you hacked into the comms dish. You were able to figure out how to manually transfer that data over to a data slab, which it's not designed to do that. So you had to hack into that and do that too. But you rolled a 15. You're good.
I did. Yeah.
Right, so what you're saying is that the other alternative for getting rutters is more crime.
Yes.
It seems like. Yeah. Is there a date on when that router was last updated?
That's a very good question, and there is. One moment, please.
A very good question, and Dix did not anticipate you asking it.
No, I didn't, but I do have that information.
I know, I'm just teasing.
No, it's fair. It's the GM never knows what the players are gonna do. That's my defense. But that's whoops, no ping. That is it matches the comm data that you'd already gotten. It 320. Jockstrap is the... Well, you're using jockstrap rudders.
Okay. I see. Okay.
So
Right. So whichever ship left before Jockstrap arrived has updated it, and Jockstrap's brought in the sort of outgoing thing. Is that the?
It's only incoming rudders that will update the system, because those are proven by the ship's arrival to be good rudders. And the black box will
Right,
transmit
okay, so
if there's
they're-
any anomalies or anything that that would signify the rudder shouldn't be used.
Okay. So they're
Makes sense.
bi-directional then. So if you've got one from A to B, you've also got one from B to A.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Cool. Okay. Yep.
Have we been able to locate Jockstrap's ship anywhere?
You have not. At least
Didn't-
not within the
didn't it
mine
leave?
colony.
Yeah, it
Be able
left, didn't
to search for that with the scanner?
it left on the 27th.
Oh,
After the
okay.
massacre.
JK2255 leaves atmosphere and reaches horizon.
The
Alrighty.
comms data, what it had, suggested that the jockstrap has left the system.
Mhm. Or at least we assume it did, because there are holes, so who knows what that data's accuracy is.
So
I mean, I guess it could have come back.
there are two last items of business. One is, does anybody want to be or serve as a sort of accountant, group accountant for things like how many spare parts you have, how much ship funds you have? All right, no volunteers. I can't blame you. So I'm going to simply list it on the Raza sheet that you have 1490 spare parts. I'm putting that in the little box on the right, bottom right.
And updated.
Okay.
And then we have one energy conversion component.
Yes. Thank you.
I'll put there.
Okay. Thank you. The second item of business is you did not repair the system that got cannibalized. So, what
I thought
was
we
that?
agreed we were going to.
Yeah, I
don't
thought we were going
recall
to.
that.
Mhm.
I see the bay. You confirmed the bay. There was a unimpressed face at the idea of it not being repaired, as well as the poop emoji. But
Give me a
Did I-
sec.
Yeah, I was distracted this week a lot.
so I think it's
Just-
perfectly reasonable that within the stress and strain and the backbreaking work, literally for some of you, almost literally,
Mm.
that oops, we did that, simply got missed.
Let's see. Internal comms. Is there something in the kitchen? Some sort of kitchen appliance.
Sure, some kind of kitchen appliance, but that for some reason had a specific little component that they were using to do whatever they did, but
Kitchen
also
appliances are just so smart these days.
there you go.
Yeah, smart kitchen appliances that are not so smart anymore and probably don't work.
So how about this as a suggestion, and feel free to shoot this down or shoot up your own. But whenever somebody goes to the fridge or the fridge-like storage area where prepared meals and not just MREs, chilled drinks are stored, a yellow alert is triggered throughout the ship.
I like it. I like it. It's like we took some like receivers or something from there, where it's saying that the transmitter says the fridge door is open, and the receiver is supposed to do something in the kitchen, but we took that, and that's now like the trigger a yellow alert receiver, and
and
every time you open the fridge, you get a yellow alert.
No, really, the best part would be not realizing what's causing it.
Yeah.
No, because we have internal comms, so we can say it's okay. It's the fridge alert.
Yeah, it doesn't trigger
But no,
immediately.
I like to imagine a few days, like you just think like, oh, an alarm got triggered as I opened the fridge. Who's gonna put two and two together? It's just that.
It
So
keeps,
it like takes a few days. It takes a few days to put together. It's like it's when the fridge is open.
Yeah.
and it keeps reporting that an airlock has been forced open. And that's why it's triggering a yellow alert, is because, it thinks, hey, there's a risk of depressurization or boarding.
Yeah.
So I guess no one's gonna leave the fridge open.
Well, indeed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it cancel the alert when you close the fridge, or does it just sort of trigger it and then you've got to reset it manually?
It triggers it, but it doesn't immediately trigger. There's some kind of delay in there for some reason, so that anywhere from 1 to 5 minutes after the fridge has been opened and presumably closed, that yellow alert goes off.
I like it.
Can we just change the yellow alert to make it clear what it is? Like because you shouldn't leave the fridge open anyways.
No, because it goes off a yellow alert that someone used the fridge.
Yeah, yeah. Like it's not a yellow alert that the fridge is open. It's a yellow alert that someone used the fridge and has probably since closed it. So, but yeah, it'll take us a bit to figure out what's going on.
Yeah. Technically, it is an alert of raiders. It's just that the raiders are raiding the fridge.
Alright. Alright. Opening fridge triggers a delayed yellow alert as if an airlock has been forced open. So that's happening the first few days. Not very often, because you don't really have fresh food or things to put in the fridge yet. Maybe you put a glass of water in there to get chilled. But there's not much reason to be being in the fridge, so it's just a random yellow alert that goes off that an airlock has been forced open a few times.
I feel like the amount of times we're going in the fridge, it's infrequent enough that like we're not going to put it together straight away. And I feel like 180 is going to spend a decent chunk of the next few days just like crawling around the vents trying to figure out what's going on with the comms.
It pointed at this airlock. This airlock is fine. It's closed. It hasn't opened.
Yep.
On top of the infrequent and seemingly random yellow alerts, your drill is fraught and feels perilous. I'm not actually having you guys roll because this is part of my own credo, is I haven't yet given you all the tools to make safe jumps. And so I'm not going to risk you guys veering off and getting destroyed and basically ending the campaign on a spike drill skill check just yet. That will change the future. You'll be able to fail those.
I mean, you did give us enough experience to level up. One of us could have taken piloting.
I
appreciate
did,
that.
but I also told you guys that I would supply you a pilot without you, in case and none of you wanted to go the pilot route.
I don't remember hearing that, but thank you.
Yeah. No,
119 has pilot.
Okay, great. So it is definitely 119 piloting then.
This time at least.
This time at least, yeah. It's bumpy. Your engine is, it's at drive level 1, out of 6. That's like taking a 6-cylinder Mustang, which nobody should be driving anyways. You drive a V8 or better, and knocking that down to 1 cylinder. It's not going to go very well. Actually, I don't think that would drive at all, but whatever.
Well, we wouldn't, but yeah, this is space. We can hand wave that bit. Yeah, we're running a V12 like a V-twin.
Yeah. For the purposes of the metaphor, it works. We're talking about spaceships after all. A metaphor comparing it to cars is going to fall apart at some point.
Indeed.
Much like the engine if we're not careful.
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. There are also alerts coming from the engine of things that 579 legitimately needs to continue attending to. Intermittent, not consistent, not persistent, but just it tries to feed more power through conduits that just had to be tied off and are going to get red hot and slag the metal around them if he doesn't redirect it again. And various other technobabbles. Yeah, your ship is not happy with you.
So what you're saying is I'm on coffee duty again, and 579 is getting yet more system strain.
It is what it is.
Look on the bright side. At least I don't need to open the fridge to get coffee.
It's true. It's true. All right.
I should probably fix that sometime.
What, the coffee? There's nothing wrong with the coffee.
Yeah, I should definitely fix that.
No, honestly, unironically, I do think there's potential tactical utility in being able to set off a yellow alert with a few minutes time delay that we all know is a decoy. I do think there's genuine tactical value in that if we're ever boarded.
Yeah.
Plus, if food ever goes missing, we just
yeah, even if we all know that, even if we do get it fixed, I think we should still program something fake like that just in case. If nothing else, a yellow alert's loud. It would stop us from communicating with each other so well. It's like, I'm sorry, I can't hear you over that damn someone used the fridge alert.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyways, yeah, sorry, engine's off.
No worries. Is anyone on this crew handling that particularly poorly or particularly well? I want one scene before I let you guys reach Andoys. So let's haven't heard from.
I'd like to think.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think 579 really enjoys getting lost in the work.
So
he's taken to it pretty well.
He's not bothered by how frequently the engine calls to him.
Yeah, I mean, he would prefer that it didn't, but he doesn't mind working hard.
All right. Peter, could we check back in with 800, see how she's doing after this these events, or is
Oh yeah, sure. 800 has pretty much been mostly keeping to herself, other than the occasional yellow alert for her raiding rations from the fridge. She's mostly just been sticking to her quarters and not doing much. She's not technical enough to help with the engines, and she's also not skilled enough at the con to pilot. So, kind of just trying to kill the time.
all right. What's something that she does? Oh, this is even better. There's a knock on the door.
800 will open it. Yes.
Yeah. Mind if I come in?
Sure.
I'll A72 wondering and just honestly, it's kind of just a social call. I'm feeling a little bit out of this end, and yeah, honestly, just kind of checking in with you. Like, we never really got a chance to, or none of us have really got a chance to talk about the whole crime record thing, but also we at least know, or we have some idea who we are. But you got nothing, so just checking how you're feeling.
Well, I appreciate check-in, but I'm okay for the most part. Yeah, I mean, sure, don't know a whole lot of things about, who I am or who I was, was. It doesn't really matter, I guess. But, we're gonna get to where we're going. I've been brainstorming, fake names or temporary names for a little bit. Just gonna hit the ground and roll with it, I guess.
Anything you want to share yet, or are you still workshopping?
Still workshopping, I think.
I'll be honest, it never actually occurred to me to just like make up a completely new name. Like, I'm not sure I'm feeling Percy, but like the Cameron bit is fine, but I'm not sure about Percy. But it never occurred to me that I can just change my mind and say, no, that's not me anymore. Hell, if anything, I've gotten used to responding to 87 too.
I don't think people are gonna really vibe with the number.
Yeah, me neither, but it never occurred to me before that.
Based on the number.
I thought you were fixing the engines.
Right. Back to work.
Yeah, just 5796 head in the door. Well.
Turns out 579 is passing by because the engine threw up another alert.
But yeah, just like we've all got a little bit of a history now, and you haven't, and I was just wanting to make sure that you're not feeling, I don't know, left out, I guess.
I mean, there's not much for me to do. I've been trying not to get in anyone's way.
I feel that.
I think when we get there, I think I'm just gonna tell everyone my name's Elise. I think that's
Elise.
what I'm gonna Elise.
Huh.
Why not?
It's got
right?
It's got a nice ring to it. Yeah, Elise. You do. Yeah, you do kind of look like an Elise. Why not?
And you're gonna go by what, Cameron then?
I'll need to give it some thought myself. Like, it wasn't until I talked to you, it wasn't until just now that I thought, hey, I could just come up with something else. But, maybe. Or maybe it'll turn out that I have a middle name or something. Who knows? I mean, I could just say that I had a middle name the whole time that I just never told anybody.
Yeah, I mean, could be anything.
Yeah.
Jack, John, Jim.
Yeah.
James.
I'll give it some. Yeah, I'll give it some thought. Anyways, yeah, I'll catch you later, Elise.
Yeah.
All right.
And 872 shall depart.
All right. I'm sorry. What was the last part? 872 what?
Shall depart.
Shall depart. Does that mean left?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 872 opens the door, steps through, and closes the door and walks away.
Okay.
Is that better?
Well, shoved apart is a new phrase for me. Unless I'm misunderstanding the words you said.
Ah, right. Got you.
Kind of like how you might say you rang someone, and that means that you walked up to their door and went in. Came over. Whereas for us, it's like rang them what? A latte? or called on the phone, of course.
Yeah.
All right. Over on the other side of the ship, with wherever 180 is, there's a click from that tube, and we're gonna take a 15-minute break.
Okay. Just immediately before, I'm going to say this is like 180 is probably sitting somewhere, not necessarily in engineering, but within earshot of engineering, just in case something crops up that 579 needs some assistance with.
Okay, fantastic. We will come back to 180's response when she hears a click from her fiddling with that tube.
Okay.
Ooh, spicy.
Alright, I'm gonna bring us back into frame. I'm not
No,
sure.
because somebody else keeps moving it and I can't get my cursor on it.
I'm moving it. Zoom. It's the closest I can
Okay,
get
yeah,
to
I can move it.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we return to the engineering room where 579 has been called once again for a little engine crisis management. And 180, was 180 already here, or was she kind of, did she see him walking down the hall and just kind of idly follow while fiddling with the tube?
I don't know. I think she wouldn't be moving around a lot while poking at the tube. So she's probably found somewhere comfy, nearish to engineering, because she's sort of half expecting the engines to go wrong in a way that needs more assistance than just one engineer. But unless Douglas actually like calls out to her and says, "Hey, I need a hand with this," she's just poking at the tube and relaxing.
Okay. And there are a couple of these issues that crop up, which someone with fixed zero could attend to. So if she wanted to take some load off Douglas, and if Douglas asked her, that could be a reason for her to be posted up there with her tube also.
Yeah.
I suppose he could have. Just because, he thinks he needs something productive to do.
Other than fiddling with that damn tube?
Yeah. Well, no, he's fine with the damn tube. That's fine.
Yeah.
He's got nothing against, what do you call it? Oh, gosh. Fidgets.
Well, that fidget has just clicked, and something is moving. Well, what's 180's reaction here? What's going on?
Moving like it's opening, or moving like it's alive?
like it's opening. It's not alive.
Okay.
It's not alive.
Okay, good. I'm like, if I just open this tube and release like a rat or something.
It turns into a snake.
No.
This is a different type of game now.
Yes.
No, you've opened the tube and it grows 6 robot legs. Congratulations, you have a pet.
Yeah, I think 180. I think she's been fiddling with this tube for long enough that like it opens, and there's a few moments where she's like, that doesn't feel the wait, okay, it's actually different now. It doesn't just feel weird. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna clarify a little there. Apart from the initial excitement of, oh, this is moving more than it has before, it's not open.
Okay.
She's reached the next stage.
Oh, okay. Is this where it gets harder?
would be where most puzzle tubes would get harder. Of course, most puzzle tubes, she would have gotten through the various different parts and stages already by now.
Well, indeed. Okay.
Is that exciting or is that frustrating, or somewhere in between?
I don't know. I think it's a little bit of both. It's frustrating that she's not in yet, but it's also like, if that was the challenge to get to here, what's the challenge to get to the next bit? And sort of excited to see how that plays out.
Okay.
You know, it's kind of like, it's annoying that it's not open, but also I really want it to not be open because I want to see more challenge. But also I want to know what's in there. But it's like, I don't want to get it open for free, but also it does feel like it's a lot of work.
It definitely has been a lot of work. No question about that. Okay.
I feel like half the credits that we make are just going to go to buying 180, a steady supply of new puzzle tubes to keep her occupied.
I want to disagree, but I can't.
It's like having a gifted child who's reading books faster than you can buy them.
Yep.
All right. Soon enough, you drill into Andoy's space. You know from the comms dish data, and some of you know just from familiarity that a cruiser entering Andoy's space has been registered. It will register that you came from to any planetary or capital class sensors. The origin of your drill will also be known to whoever can pick up that you've drilled in. Your ship does register an expected error, that being that there's no black box for your ship to communicate the rudders you just created or to receive news or other rudders. But you expected that. You knew you didn't have the black box there. Immediately evident is I managed to mute myself somehow. How long was I muted for?
We had immediately evident as
Okay.
Immediately evident is the fact that you muted yourself, apparently.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Immediately evident is the star, obviously, a single terrestrial planet, which scanners would. I learned a bit about spectrography lately, so I think you actually would know, even without getting near orbit or in the region of the planet, that it's got a breathable atmosphere, or at least has elements within the atmosphere that suggest it's capable of supporting life. And there are scattered gas giants throughout the system. There's also asteroid fields, standard kind of solar system features.
Does it have one of those like Star Wars asteroid worm creatures in it?
Not that you've detected.
Okay. I feel like we should avoid those, just as a precaution.
I both like and dislike how specifically not know that answer was.
yeah. And would we remember to avoid the potential for Star Wars asteroid worm creatures, even if there was one?
Some of you might.
Lex is panicking as I've unleashed his master plan in the system.
Yep.
Yeah. Actually, that's a point. Do we have any Star Wars movies on the ship that we might have been watching as in downtime during Spectral?
You could have gathered some entertainment media from the computers on Stet. There were non-personal computers, so you didn't have to invade anybody's privacy, if you even cared about that.
And we have most of cats, right?
You have most of
Yeah,
cats. You're only missing one
got all
song.
but one song of cats. Yeah.
So that could definitely have been playing in your rec room.
Yeah. Yeah. We have Star Wars episode 912.
No. It's the same 9 episodes, but they've been remastered. Again. And again.
And again, yeah. It's the same ones, but they've been remastered 912 times.
When they added Jar Jar Binks and the 12th remaster of Attack of the Clones, I just it made the movie so much better.
They've also been remade in a number of formats and with different actors or voices. The most popular seems to be Minecraft Star Wars.
Oh god, Minecraft still? Of course Minecraft's still around. What am I saying?
Steve.
I was about to make a StarCraft joke, but then I realised that's a real thing as well.
Steve Mindwalker.
No. Steve Palpatine.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So yes, impressionable young and old minds could easily have been filled with ideas of space monsters in the asteroids. Contributing to this is the fact that Raza is built. It has a number of built-in metaspace visualizers. So metaspace and metaspace travel is too complex for the human brain to easily comprehend. There might be some people out there that can intuitively grasp it, but generally the idea that you are traveling as a 3D object or a 3D bubble in 4th, 5th, or 11th dimensional space is pretty difficult to wrap the brain around. And so a lot of the drill navigation comes down to basically, those old audio visualizers where like different beats cause different visuals on the screen. Some of you may be too young for this. But suffice to say that there's all ships are equipped with at least one different way of visualizing metaspace that makes it easier for the human brain to perceive and interact with whatever changes need to be made, and the computer interprets that. The Raza is equipped with a number of them that John could have cycled through, some of which are just kind of isometric 3D representations. Some are low poly count, like basically triangle faces, and some of them have monsters in them instead of depictions of storms, like literal claws tearing through the fabric of a tunnel down which the ship is traveling as, hey human, this is something you need to avoid.
That's what he was on about.
So it's entirely up to John which visualizer he settled on. But it's also very easy for anyone to have seen him cycling through and seen literal monsters in your spike drill. Well, literal pixelated.
I vote for the monsters.
Oh, what was that?
My vote's for the monsters. If I get a vote. I may not get a vote. That's fine.
I guess that's 2 for monsters.
I think it's ultimately John's decision. If John wants monsters, John gets monsters.
Is the other one easier to read? Which one's easier to read?
They're all designed in a way that's easy for the human to perceive. It really is a graphical presentation. A claw tearing through a fold in the metaspace tunnel is just the same, like graphically, as some kind of storm that has a hook-like shape that the ship needs to avoid. So ease of reading, they're all designed to be as intuitive as possible visually. The actual numbers and math data it's still being presented consistently across all of them. It's only the visuals that change.
Okay, then I guess we will go monsters.
Okay, so that's a
Yeah, they're big
terrifying
monsters.
sight for anyone that goes on bridge.
Indeed.
Nice.
And here you are in Endoys. There's no welcoming party, no ships, or even any kind of sensors out here to greet you. Your ship has, of course, alerted you that it's not able to send data, which is something it's programmed to do by default after entering a new system. But you also don't see anything that would normally receive that data floating around you. That's also not terribly unusual. The space is big. It should be somewhere in here and eventually ping back. Guess there is one other question for you to answer. You know that your drive print is not identifying you as Raza. You have more control over what you broadcast if you broadcast anything at all. Do you want to change that?
It might be beneficial to not have the ship being broadcast out as Raza.
Yeah, given the reputation we seem to have, let's not advertise that. I don't know if we want to just not send anything or if we want to come up with something else to send, but
I mean, a fake name might be more believable other than, oh, there's a ship here that's not broadcasting its name. It is a cruiser class ship.
Yes, I wonder what ship that could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially
have a name in the barrel.
Something like,
especially given that we came from state, if the wanted posters for us are to be believed, and that it's common knowledge outside of state that we were, it's common knowledge outside of state that we are believed to be responsible for what happened on State Prime. So yeah, I'm all for a fake name, basically.
Okay. You guys have an idea what you want your fake name to be? You don't have to. We can just go with you have a fake name if you want.
Oh, we gotta have a name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't you put some thought into that and come up with suggestions while you're deciding what you want to do? Obviously, you can't just hang out in at the edge of the system.
The Mazza.
Mazza.
Mozzarella.
Nobody will figure that out.
For a non-joke suggestion, what about the saber?
Out of character, it's actually really funny because Razat sounds very similar to my old boss's name, so I'm very tempted to suggest the names of my boss's two siblings, but no.
Is that I do always like the unnecessarily long names.
The saber that rattles infinitely.
Rattling saber.
The vat sub?
Actually, rattling saber kind of works. It's still kind of, Raza.
It's true.
I like that actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the yes, like, Rattling Saber is our
The
is the
ship
ship's
is
Sunday
rattling a
name.
lot right now.
Yeah. True. The Rattling Saber is the ship's Sunday name, and then it's just Vaza the rest of the time.
You can just
Yeah.
imagine some like peacekeeper captain is just like on a ship somewhere, just going rattling saber, rattling saber. Oh my God, it's
Raza.
Araza.
If we go with that, I am going to request that we spell Saber with a Z so that it could
Yeah.
feasibly shorten to
The
Vaza.
rattling saber.
All
Yeah.
right, the rattling saber it is.
Yep. We at least spell it the French way, R-E and not E-R.
Yes, we can.
Thank you.
Wait, is that the French way? I thought it was just the correct way.
There's an American way of spelling it, which is E-R.
Yeah.
Of course there is.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course there is. You're not wrong. That's
It's American
pretty
English.
typical.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a correct way and then there's an American way. That feels a bit harsh given the ratio of Americans to not Americans in this chat, but hey ho.
No, it's fine. The Americans are
It's fine.
agreeing with you.
I'm
There
perfectly
is
willing to make fun of it myself.
Okay.
There is also a bit of a triple meaning here, in that like half of the engine is rattling around.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we are kind of a bucket of bolts right now.
Rattling in a sheath, as it were.
Yeah.
All right. With your broadcast ID changed, I assume that you are also actually broadcasting and trying to simulate your drive print, trying to match your drive print as well as you can to, basically it'll stump anyone that doesn't actually look at it. You know, if they just look across and say, "Yeah, it looks close enough," then
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we're going to get immunity to like full inspections anyway, right? So that's probably about as good as we can do.
yeah.
So basically, we're hoping that whoever's watching out for it isn't paid enough to care that we don't look quite right.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. You don't have enough fuel to make another spike drill.
God damn it.
Indeed.
Yeah, I'm actually wondering how the original Raza dealt with fuel.
The original Raza came with a fuel bunker.
All right.
I took that away from you.
So it's gonna be we gotta get to the hey, who has ship fuel here?
you
Song
will
and dance.
you will have to interact with someone or something in this system.
In this system.
Yeah.
I don't suppose there's just like a fuel tanker ship just floating around here, right? It's like, hey, you want fuel? I'm selling fuel.
You could certainly scan the skies.
Do we have any money?
God damn it, we forgot to scan.
Oh God, we have no money.
We forgot to scan State Prime before we left in case there were any other low-tech colonies.
Oh, I could let you guys retro scan that real quick if you want.
Yeah, again, I think we did. I think we did actually scan it.
You did. I think
Viral
wanted to again with the full sensors and not with the patchwork.
And just on the off chance.
Yeah, I'll let you guys have done that. No roll required. There are signs of other places where mining has occurred, but no signs of any activity at them. And in fact, you're even able to see signs that they were deliberately not abandoned, but evacuated. That's not even the right word. Left. You know, they got what they needed, and they moved all their equipment to another site.
Right.
So it is just the one colony that's got a bunch of pits.
The sites were decommissioned.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah. So basically, the GM saying, no, you're not missing anything.
That's correct. get some Andoy's music going here. It's kind of
Oh
loud.
yeah.
Mm.
Every system has its own song.
Ah, yes, that is something I haven't relayed to the our new players here. Every system, and sometimes even planets within system, have their own soundtrack.
Hmm.
There are some shared
Nice.
tracks, like this ethereal plane music you'll hear here and there.
Oh well, see, I didn't know that. I just now it's all lost its sparkle.
But there are typically 2 10-minute kind of ambient tracks, and one between 3 and 6, I think, ish minute, like more definitive of the system track.
Okay.
The ambient tracks are also catered to the system, but like I said, some of those are shared.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Cool.
Anyway, yeah, we were doing some sort of scanning, and we see if, like, what if anything is floating about apart from us.
Are you scanning with active or passive sensors? Active sensors will be detected more easily by anyone else that may be looking your direction.
But it's not illegal.
It's not illegal, no.
Yeah.
And you do know
Only
that anybody on that colony is looking in your direction. They got notice that a cruiser class ship entered from Stet to Origin immediately. There is no light speed delay there, as opposed to communications, which would delay.
Mm.
I mean, I feel like we can safely active scan. If anybody asks, we are in
Yeah.
desperate need of fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's fine to.
That's fair.
We ain't broken no laws that we remember.
Okay.
Unless we can get fuel, we are stuck here
mean-
forever. So
And I suppose salvaging Stet may have been against the law, though.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, it was,
fine,
They
it
were
was,
all dead.
it was,
They were all dead before
it
we
was
got
a-
there.
it was a survival thing. If nothing else, we can just pay off the debt later on.
Yeah.
Cross that road when we get there.
Well,
Like,
go ahead.
machine
guy-
parts
the-
are. Machine
Guy had
parts
been
are a
on
lot
the
easier.
surface. Go on.
I was going to say, machine parts are a lot easier to pay for than lives.
Yeah. I've forgotten his name already. Joe, that was on the
Joe.
surface for like 5.5 months, sending out a distress
Self-defense.
call. Like, no. My point is, if he was on the surface for 5.5 months sending out a distress call, we can't expect that anyone else is going to show up relatively soon, and we did not have enough food to stay for that long. So it was fix the ship or die. So we picked fix the ship. I'm sure that meant cannibalizing some things from the other systems around the colony, but like, if we didn't do that, we die. So I think
Speaking
we're
of-
justified.
Do we need to specify the vehicles that we took? Because I figure we might as well just take the one working vehicle on the hover cycle, right? I'm sure it'll never come up again. But
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Where was that? Vehicles. Yep.
I think it was the Pelican was the one that was working.
Yeah, the Pelican was the one that was working.
I never bothered to repair the others.
You could have brought them with you to be repaired. ATVs they're not cheap, but repairs would obviously cost you a pretty penny on top of any markdown if you tried to sell them. If you wanted to keep them as vehicles, remember that vehicles take up tonnage, and ATVs are 25 tons each. So yeah, that's something that we don't necessarily need to go through in session. I'll put this in. I'll try to remember to put this in planning later on, and let you guys decide if you want to have just scrapped them, and I'll roll for you, or taken them for repair and or sale. do that in between sessions. For now, you have got Charlie and Pelican. All right. Somebody give me a int program roll for the system scan.
It's probably me.
We recommend it.
Comms off, so let's do the comms thing.
I mean, I'll give it a go if you want me to.
This box over here, by the way, guys, is it's not just blocking empty space because my map is way smaller than the graphic I made for it. No,
Sure.
this was intentional, a space for you to put your notes. So you guys can use that box however you want.
How lovely and intentional.
Mm.
Yeah, you see how well it meshes with the hexes? It's beautiful, it's perfect.
Close.
So did you find wreckage of a fueling station orbiting around Andois? There doesn't appear to be anything else of particular note here. No ships in orbit around Mona that you can detect from this far away. And nothing that your scans have caught in a sweep. Now, I am going to couch this in saying space is big. You can't normally scan a whole system and find everything in it. You generally have to be aiming at something. But using some algorithms, 180 is able to look at what a fuel station would be, where a fuel station would orbit if it was orbiting the sun instead of the planet, and kind of beam the sensors there or pick up data from that direction and find that wreckage. Thank you for labeling the box.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to draw the rest of the group's attention to that specific wreckage. This is probably not something 180 would know, but she would definitely be asking the question of like, how long has that been a wreckage rather than a station? Like, is this years ago or is this recent?
That's a valid point. And from what I saw of that Stella map that 119 was toying around with, this is the only system that's like within easy spectral range of step, right? So I wonder. Yeah, my thought is, has there been wreckage for about 6 months or slightly less?
That's my thought, but yeah.
Okay. For that, a no check from someone who thinks they've got a background in astronomy or astrophysics, or basically the physics sciences. Which,
Insofar as I applied engineering, I gotta know some.
Okay, I'd allow that. So a no check from 579 is an option. A pilot check is definitely an option.
I did actually go to no plus 0.
Oh, very good.
Yeah. I know 0, but that's better than no negative 1.
And I think Nox, you said John now has pilot, so you can roll that also.
I assume no intelligence.
Nice.
Yeah. Not sure. Oh, has Nox shown up on
Roll 20?
Yes.
He has.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll start reading off what Douglas says here. Um, the wreckage pattern and where it's trailing, this looks like old wreckage. It is slightly declining in its orbit. It's gonna take thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of years to actually run into Andois, the sun. But it's not a stable orbit. It looks like it's declined a fair amount since it stopped having that minor thruster power. Um, and so this is old wreckage. And John, even with a 6 over there, did you mean to roll no or pilot? Because I think your pilot is higher.
I thought I had roll. No. If it's pilot, then it's one higher.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you're able to roll pilot. Anyone that actually has the pilot skill can roll pilot on that. Yeah, John, with his knowledge of piloting and how those orbits go, can confirm the same. Can also add to this that some of the wreckage scatter suggests that that was not a. I mean, the fact that there's wreckage already suggests this, but he confirms that that was not just a. We're abandoning this station. That's the word I was looking for earlier. Abandon. This was not just an abandoned station. There was some kind of violent altercation at some point, and this is the husk of that incident. But it was definitely much longer ago than 6 months. What that means for you, however, is that there's no known fueling station. Okay, next, that's fine.
So we're just like, shit.
I mean, I think we'd have been stuck anyway, right? Drive 1, nowhere else to go.
Well, you can attempt to jump one drive higher.
No, I don't believe you can.
Right? Oh, can you not? I could have sworn you could, but with like major risks. Oh.
That was something that was raised in chat, and I meant to chime in, but I must have forgotten. My apologies.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So we need to.
Yeah. You may be thinking. I think there's a pilot thing when you're doing a jump where you can treat it as one higher for the travel time,
speed,
yes. But it doesn't give you distance. It just gives you time.
Right. You're right. That's what I was thinking of.
There are mods, and I wouldn't disallow someone like temporarily boosting the engine, the spike drive, to be like, okay, it can do one engine higher.
But regardless, we still need fuel.
Regardless, you still need
fuel. Right when we get there. Fuel and spare parts. What was the situation on the planet? The planet here.
The best you can tell from this distance is that it is conducive to life.
Well, that's a value.
It has an atmosphere. It has the right elements for breathing in that atmosphere. It's hard to tell from this distance if you'd need to wear an atmo filter, or if there's some other situation going on. You would have to get close to the planet.
So you said this fueling station had been out for more than 6 months.
Yes.
So most trade to stat would have already been pretty much screwed by that, right?
probably.
Yeah.
The only thing I think of is how picked over is the station for spare parts. What would it be? I mean, let me see.
Well, would we even be able to? Because we don't have suits, right? We'd need something to be.
Well,
we'd need something that had atmosphere.
I do have the fab. Let me see. Can the workshop be used to make vac suits?
It could.
Okay, so yeah, I could actually cobble together vac suits now.
Okay.
See, fuel scoops cost power and mass, don't they? Gosh dang.
In fact,
Those
if you guys
bastards.
want to have done that, I can let him have made one in the almost weak spike drill.
Let me see. How long does it take to make them?
It's supposed to take a week for pretty much any non-vehicle thing. I do let some things be made, quicker than that. Like if you're making grenades, you're gonna get multiple in a day.
Well, yeah, that's part of my. You have that built into the feature.
Right. True. But yeah, small consumable items I usually I will allow multiple other small builds that I'm like, nah, that shouldn't take a week. I'll let be built sooner, but just by default, a week. And I feel like a vac suit with all of the.
I mean, I could jury rig them.
You could. And there's a chance that it'll fail.
Please don't jury rig a vac suit.
Let's see. Building equipment.
I think I've actually got a handout if you want a summarized version.
Yeah, if you have a handout, that'd be nice.
Yeah, there you go. Let's throw it up on the screen there. So jury rigged is a quarter of the listed price and takes half as long to build. The base build time is 1 month for a vehicle, 1 week for a weapon, suit of armor, or other portable device. Subject
and
to
one spare part is 50 credits, right?
Yes.
Value.
And because
having an assistant with fixed 0 will halve this time.
Yeah. So I forgot about that part. You could build 2 vac suits in the week of spike drill at normal without jury rigging, or you could build 4 jury rigged.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think the downside is so jury rigged, if I remember correctly, it's really just like they have to be basically maintained once a week or something like that.
Yeah, jury rigged. If you're building it with a workshop and you've got the time, a jury rigged equipment, it just needs to be maintained. And if things go wrong, I will probably say, okay, it's broken. I'm more inclined to.
I think I'll go normal there.
Okay.
If worst case is we let me see, we had 60 days of water, and how much food did we have?
60 days.
60 days of food too.
Yeah, I don't believe you guys stashed additional. I may be wrong about that. So really, you're not too worried about the food either.
You don't need more food than water, anyways.
Right.
Really, the water's more important, if anything.
Yeah, and making containers for water would have been more of a production.
And how much time did we spend on the spike drill? Was it a week, roughly?
Yeah, close enough to a week that I'll let you have finished a week's worth of work.
Okay.
For exact purposes,
I'm thinking like if we were going to spend a week or more salvaging here, and I can make more vac suits.
Okay. Also, for your timing tracking purposes, if you're doing it Ginja, it did take 2 days to get from Stet to the horizon.
Right. Okay, so we start to jump on the 15th then, I think. Something like that.
Yeah, because you didn't spend any extra time, so you would have been the 12th. It should be the 14th that you'd start to jump on, I think.
14th start the jump, okay.
All right, so yeah, so long as I have 180's help, I can do 2 vac suits, and that's 8 spare parts, I think. So 200 credits to craft.
Yeah, because vac suits are normally 100.
So down to 1482. Inconsequential in the grand scheme of things. The biggest cost is just the time. It's a nice thing of being able to craft your own stuff.
It is. It's a good thing you guys decided to prioritize the workshop.
Yeah.
Because
And now I
otherwise
should
you
start
were
making
limited to TL3.
Now I should start updating some explosives.
Oh god. The vac suit is first.
Got that. Yeah. So yeah, I'll just I guess, but essentially in the background, be working on some more vac suits.
Okay.
And so we have enough for the full. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6. Because you may as well go for 6 because I make 2 at it. Well, I guess it's not 2 at a time; it's half the time. But anyways, I'm still gonna go for 6 because I guess technically we still have 808 on the ship, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So over the next 2 weeks, we'll be working on 2 more vac suits, or 4 more vac suits overall.
Okay.
And then I can start looking at.
And 180 is helping with that. Are you plotting a course immediately for the space station? Well, the wreckage. Or are you waiting?
Don't see any reason why not.
All right.
Like the alternative is that we either go down to the planet or just float about aimlessly, right?
Right. Basically, those are your options: is go to the planet, float around aimlessly, or go to the station.
What would the light speed delay be if if the planet was going to send us something?
I make it simple with just it's 6 hours.
Okay.
No matter where you are in the system, it's just 6 hours.
Right. Okay.
Wait, so if they sent a message as soon as we arrived, would we sit still for 6 hours before we get it? Or would it arrive after 6 hours wherever we move to?
I think it would arrive wherever, but
Yeah, as long as they send it with the expectation that you'll move. If they, try to beam it to what they think is a stationary object, and they're trying to make sure that nobody else knows that it was sent, then you can, use a direct beam communication. But for a ship that just arrived and it would be silly for them to do that.
Yeah. So as long as they're not like aiming a very tight coordinate where we are exactly, as long as they're aiming it at like a broad enough spread that it encompasses 6 hours worth of travel for an average ship in every direction from where we are, then we'll get it pretty much.
Yeah. And even more generic than that, because we don't even need to be that specific. Just assume it goes in all directions. So it'll get you anywhere.
Right, yeah.
Or at least in your direction, in all directions. Yeah. Basically the same thing you said, just didn't need to be as specific as, 6 hours.
Okay.
I try not to get too mired down in numbers, although I do love numbers.
Says the person running stars without numbers on the grid.
Yep.
Although in fairness, our characters did have numbers at the start, so.
Yeah, stars without number, but our characters are numbers and all the stars have numbers as well.
There's so many layers.
Stars with numbers.
In fairness, it's stars without numbers, not star systems without number.
That's true.
What if there are stars out there that don't have numbers and you guys took them?
Oh.
We're really bad people.
We are space pirates.
Yes. We stole the numbers off the stars.
I'm just imagining like a sun now with a number plate on the top, and we just rock up, take the number plate, and go. Okay, new campaign goal acquired.
Yeah.
All right, you plot course for the wreckage of the refueling station in orbit around Andois. At drive 1, that's going to take
Sorry.
2 days.
Mm-hmm. Dix, I just remembered I had a question.
Go ahead.
With the 2 days that it took us to get to the edge of the state system and the length of the drill and these 2 days, how fast do we recover system strain again?
Oh, you guys are all fine. Yeah,
Okay.
it's normally
At
one
least
per day.
one a day.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And did 579 manage to get enough, or did Douglas manage to get enough downtime that he was able to recover system strain?
Yes, yeah, he was.
Good. Because it feels like he's been doing more. It feels like he's been doing more work than the rest of us put together.
It's fine. So I mean, I'd be fine. He's got 13 Constitution. He can keep up with it.
He's a hardy boy.
Yeah. But not one of the Hardly boys.
Hardly. So you start on your approach to the wreckage of the station, and as you kind of anticipated, you do get a broadcast from the planet Mona. It's just a kind of a generic generic broadcast. It doesn't even sound like it's a human talking to you, although, you know, with AI generation, the computer can sound very human, but no attempt has been made to breach that in this broadcast. And it simply says that it tells you that the station Vandis 3 is non-operational. That there may be scrap that can be salvaged, and you are given authorization to salvage it. And
Okay,
that
it's legal.
if you need fuel, it's unlikely the station still contains any, and you may approach Mona for the sole purpose, and this is made very clear, the sole purpose of being fueled, and then will be asked to leave.
That seems reasonable. I mean, I feel like that's exactly what we want, right?
Yeah, that sounds like we got in, we saw like, okay, wreckage and a planet, and it's like, okay, wreckage, we want parts, planet, we want fuel, and the voices just said, the wreckage has parts and the planet has fuel. So yeah, that sounds good.
Yep, seems fair. This is exactly what we were hoping for, I think.
Yeah. Do you want
That's
to
why I call it an absolute win.
do you want to respond to the planet, or are you just gonna kind of go about your way?
I mean, I think we just say like generic.
Yeah, I think if it's being like that,
Just like acknowledged.
Send something, yeah, and acknowledge. Like we don't need to send it anything specific, but like, yes, we have received this.
Okay. You send acknowledgements to Mona. You find out the planet's name is Mona. And continue on your way to Vandis 3.
I'll be honest, I zoned out a little bit for a sec because I got distracted. So basically, they said you can stop at the planet and refuel, but then you need to go and you can loot what you like off of that wreckage.
That's exactly what they said.
Yep.
Nice. Let's go.
All right. On arrival, Doug and 180 are almost done with the final touches of a couple of suits. You're not making them one after another. You probably are actually making them two at a time. It's just a little bit easier on getting the right parts made and tooled into shape if you're doing them in some semblance of economy of scale. 2 is not very much scale, but it's better than 1. And, Douglas is probably also making extra parts that he knows he'll need for the other 4 suits. So there's some efficiency in this process. I'll say that you're 1 day away from finishing up these other 2 suits. So right now, on arrival, you have 2 suits available for exploring what is the wreckage of a fuel station that from external appearances looks like the whatever battle made it non-operational occurred inside. You're not seeing any signs of ship weapons involved.
But parts is parts.
Indeed.
Hmm.
Alright.
I'm sure there's no deeper meaning to this scrapped station.
There wouldn't be. Why would there be, right?
Of course not.
I am going to make a box of my own within your box, because I want to know... Oops, why did it do that? Who is doing the EVA?
I suppose Douglas has to, as long as the ship's not currently actively falling apart.
Yeah, ship's holding itself together for the meantime. For the time being.
Mm-hmm. Well, in that case, out of character, I'm going to suggest that anybody except 180 accompanies you, just so that we do have somebody who has some semblance of a fixed skill left behind while you're not here. Just in case. Just in case we get a genuine yellow alert that isn't because somebody left their juice in the fridge.
Don't know what you mean.
Yeah, if nobody else is volunteering, then I'll come along and cover you back.
Okay.
Don't know how much help I'll be, but if nobody else is particularly eager.
Oh, looks like 800 has jumped into that spot.
Oh, okay.
Alright. As 800 is suiting up, ship broadcasts, well, within the ship, yellow alert. An airlock has been forced open.
Are we all like at the EVA thing and like able to see each other, or
Is there anyone not accounted for?
I don't
Who's
know.
not accounted
That's
for?
up to you. Has anybody been to the galley lately?
Let's set up a damn camera on that fridge.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to
Type from a data
the
slab.
nearest console and just like, what is the source of this? You know, is this a real one this time, or is this just like a really delayed fridge alarm?
Go into the console, and getting the actual, text report there. It looks like it's the airlock that's right in front of you. The one that you're about to step open has been forced open, according to your ship.
But we have not opened it yet.
It looks closed.
Much less forced it open.
Right. You guys definitely have not forced it open.
Do the airlock doors have like
What-
windows in or not?
Yes, they do.
Well, let's look at the window.
All you see is the wreckage of the station, about 100 meters away from you.
Okay, so who's opened the fridge?
Have you guys figured out that it's the fridge by this point?
Well, that's just what we're all assuming. Especially if you're saying it's the airlock that we're standing at. All right, so let's set up this little search thing for who is not at the airlock.
808 looks guiltily at the rest of you. I wanted
Wait, so
cold
he is
water.
at the airlock if he's looking.
This one is stack.
Just say that you opened the fridge.
As long as we know.
It's wise to be vigilant and check anyways.
Right, but we'd have to check if. It's face bomb.
But
We should-
it's
Anyways,
wise to
finish
be,
shooting.
it's wise to be vigilant and check that the fridge still works.
It does.
Yeah.
All right. Without further yellow alerts, 579 and 800 cycle through the airlock, and you're between 50 and 100 meters away from the wreckage. I would venture probably on the higher side of that because John's pilot isn't high, but also would leave that up to Knox because John is
How risky.
John takes risks sometimes, and depends on how much Knox wants to portray that. Oh, but Knox has gone. Oh, you're back. Very good. Perfect timing.
Just saying a worthy risk. We're playing it as safe as possible.
Okay, so
All right, 100 meters it is.
keeping a good distance away from the wreckage, want to make sure that there's no contact at all, and no risk of somebody jumping off that station and coming and forcing open an airlock. Alright. It takes a bit to drift over to the wreckage of the station.
The short range comms still work, right?
Yes, at that range your comms will still work. You can communicate with each other as long as you don't go another 100 meters.
Mm-hmm.
You can immediately see that the interior is depressurized. The airlocks, whatever locking mechanisms would keep the air in, are all unlocked and open. There's
Are they enforced?
well, yeah, they've been forced. There looks like there's
Someone's been fucking with their fridges.
Someone definitely opened their fridge.
Yeah. Along with all the other doors.
But that's it.
Well, yes.
That's the
Okay, then
important
some.
part.
Okay. Now watch as they find the actual fridges on the station and they're still shut.
But then where did the alarms come from?
I don't know. We didn't have. Did we have void carbines? Not not that I think I need it, but
I don't believe void carbines
I
were
don't think we
included in
did.
the shipment. It was all TL3 weapons.
Yep, you're right. Okay, just checking.
Speaking of
So I
void
hope we don't have to
carbines,
shoot.
there is damage, even on the outside that you can see that was made by high velocity projectile weapons. Of the high tech caliber. So, mag pistols, mag rifles, spike throwers, that kind of thing. Punching out of the station. Very immediate external, just surface inspection. Douglas can see that the station has been picked over, but it hasn't been completely stripped. You'll be able to salvage parts from this up to a certain point fairly easily.
That's exactly what we're looking for, and specifically, we're looking for. Sorry, how many more parts for the spike drive? 500.
A lot.
So 3,000 more parts. Roughly. Oh wait, no, more than 3,000. Slightly more than 3,000. Especially
Slightly
with the
more.
vac suits being made.
Plus some pre-tech, right?
Just to get the Spike
for-
Drive 3, don't need Protect, nah.
Yeah, no
Oh,
pre-tech
okay,
parts
cool.
for that.
Cool.
You will need it for advanced beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Aside from the obvious of assessing how many parts you could possibly scrounge from here and how quickly, is there anything you want to inquire about the station?
Was it all the damage on it that's just coming from like the inside? There were no like ship-sized weapons that like bore through it.
Now, there are no ship-sized weapons that impacted the station.
Are there like any bodies that we find as we're walking around it?
You're not seeing any bodies. You do see bloodstains that space has kindly preserved for you.
Hmm.
With no atmosphere, there's no way of knowing how long those were there for.
No, but surely if there's blood splatter, there should be bodies, unless the bodies were taken for some particular reason.
You could
Sure, I
search the
suppose.
station if you want.
No, I'd rather keep on course for, getting us what we need and then getting away from it.
Yeah. I guess really all I'm doing is just assessing for the best place to salvage from.
All right. Let's see. One moment, please. Go ahead and give me an int fix check to assess your salvage opportunity here.
Sure. In worst cases, we stay around for 2 more sessions, so I get fixed too.
I do not want
Yeah.
you guys to be at this station for 2 more sessions.
You don't want SOS 2.0?
No, I don't want SOS 2.0.
Can I just ask, I don't know if I missed this detail, but did it mention what the name of this station was, or is it written anywhere?
Yeah, it's I'll put it in chat for you.
Vandus 3.
Yeah, I think the automated transmission identified it, right?
Yes, it did.
Interesting. Okay.
It's not, so far as I'm aware, it's not one of the stations that someone's reported to have blown up. in the criminal history.
Is that why you were checking?
Yeah, about that. Yeah, check the captain's crime report 32460709.
Yeah, assaulted Vandis 3, an orbital fueling station registered to and owned by Union, resulting in complete destruction and loss of life. So,
189 assumed dead.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
this might have been some of us.
No, in fairness, this was before any of the Stalvers joined up with her, because
Right.
I'm the one with the oldest overlapping history with her, and that only goes back 3 years. So this was before any of us except Android joined up with her.
So this is like the Raza did this, but none of us. It seems. Yeah.
Good news, everyone. You know when this station became non-operational now.
We do.
The good news is it was years ago.
That's
So I guess
where the bodies went.
I guess that's kind of meta knowledge. Sorry.
No, it's not meta knowledge. It's literally in-game knowledge.
We have that. Yeah, we have that.
Yeah, I know, but like, would we? In fairness, I suppose we might have taken the criminal records.
Yeah,
Well,
we definitely took
Like, what was
that.
of them?
Yeah, well, I remember
Yeah,
there was.
yeah.
I knew there was some stations attacked, like multiple stations who route them, but I can't remember. I thought it was a different one, but probably still was the second one that was
Yeah, no, I guess we'll say that Percy got curious and went and checked, and yeah, I'll just relay to him that, or he'll just relay that, guys, we know when this station became non-operational.
Research Starship, Research Station. Ferris
Yeah,
station.
yeah,
a
just
lot of
check.
stations have. You know what? A lot more stations have been attacked than I thought.
Captain's been busy. But yeah, Percy will actually tap into the comms and say, "Hey guys, you don't need to worry about when the station got attacked. It was a while ago. It's actually on the captain's criminal record from before any of us joined her."
I don't know if I should say that that's comforting.
It was like some 4 years ago. And then I'll just rattle off the wanton destruction, assault, mass murder, etc. Vandesty, complete loss of life, 189 assumed dead.
But not a single
Basically.
body.
It is still weird for there not to be bodies on it, but I mean, I guess presumably someone that really felt strongly about giving proper burials may have
I guess
done something about it at
Well,
some point.
Union does tend to be fairly family oriented.
That's true.
Mm.
That's only 189 too, so it's not
It's
the
over
largest.
couple-
It's
Only
really not the
189?
largest casualty event. It's not the largest mass murder anyone's committed.
Well, I mean, this isn't a competition.
Yeah, if it was six or seven, we'd be kicking all of our asses.
Yeah, didn't
But
6 or 7
anyways-
do like 10,000 in one thing?
Yeah.
we did.
But anyways, on a less negative note, yeah, the place has been abandoned for like 4 years.
Other positive news is it's not as picked clean as it could have been. On a quick inspection with that 8-year-old, Doug can assess that you'd be able to get about 2,500 at a pretty quick rate. At
Ew, that's not enough.
500 base plus 100 per additional able person each week.
That's for the 2,500. To get?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
To get 2,500, so that would be, assuming literally everyone was working. 500 plus 100 per able body person. It's 900, right? Or no, 1,000.
Yeah, it's 1,000.
2.5 weeks. Of course, we don't have the vac suits for that yet, but I'm working on that. But regardless, it's
actually, I'm gonna back up on that a little bit because I don't really intend this to be a 4-week stay here.
Yeah, because we need, like I said, we need 4,000 some.
Well, right, yeah, you're not gonna get
3,500, I think.
You're not gonna get the full 4,000 from this station, at least not quickly. Let me put that at just 500 per day.
All right.
That does assume you've got a full team, but I think under the constraints, the people that are working on this can just work harder.
It's it's for their own survival. I think they have the motivation at this moment.
Yeah. So after 5 days, you can have stripped the easy pickings from the station. You could probably get another 100 scrap or spare parts a week for the next however many months you wanted to pick at this. But
Well, we've only got 2 months, unless fuel consists of food and water as well. We have 2 months total, and I guess we've used 10 days of that roughly.
Yep. Yeah. 10 days, exactly.
So yeah, 50 days. I don't know. Should we message them about, hey, the food and water count as fuel? Thoughts, anyone?
They can't.
I mean, yeah, let's do it out. Technically, it's fueling it, like food and water is fueling people.
Right?
Do you want to send a message asking if they'll feed you?
I don't see why not. Aside from the reasons, maybe why not. But
Yeah, I got nothing.
I have a better idea at the moment.
Let's see.
Oh, sorry. By the way, for my calculator, what was it you said after the 2,500 parts?
I
100 parts a day, or?
I threw out a real quick estimate of 100 a week. I'm not firm on that either, but it will be a greatly reduced. I'll probably end up on 100 per day after that. I'm trying not to make the salvaging like months long, so anytime I give you
need
super long time frames like that.
Yeah, well, we need at least well, I guess. Hold on. Because again, because to make this jump, we need the Spike Drive 3 upgrade.
I think
we
we'll
have
just
1482. We need to actually get everything working. We need to spend another 16 parts. So 1482 minus 16, which I should know, but I'm gonna cheat. So 1466. That gets everyone a suit after 2 more weeks. And then we need 4,500. Yeah, whatever. I can do this math in my head too, but I'm not going to.
I think it's fair that we're pushing on into the point of non-productivity and like extending out longer than we are profitable doing. So like pushing it into diminishing returns this time because we're desperate. Once we're a bit of the galaxy where we have more options, like, oh, you can jump across to a different star, or a different remember it's the universe where there's more than one station, and we can jump more than one at a time. We'll have a lot more options.
Yes, you will.
We also don't have straight up credit. But anyways, that'll be 6 more weeks after the 2,500.
Yeah, so that works.
42.
And did you do that
days.
as per day or per week? Because I just changed it to per day.
That's error codes on the per day. I guess 6 more days beyond that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 11 days total. Assuming you're not well, I guess we don't have the full crew working until 2 weeks in for the crafting of those back suits. So probably, I mean, you want to say like around to 20 days maybe.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. We can cut off the numbers and say that you can get $2,500 parts in 5 days, assuming nothing goes wrong. And the people that are working can keep up. And also assume nothing goes wrong and you've got suits prepared, then we'll leave off the exact number of days and just say that in 20 days you can have gotten enough parts to make the suits, repair to Spike Drive 3, and a little bit extra, which I'll determine at that time. Those are your 2 quick routes you can take.
All right, so here goes around just roughly saying 20 days then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I am.
Okay, cool. And then that leaves us with half our food and stuff. I guess that may change based off of the food situation that they're saying, but that would give us enough to repair the drive and get out of the system without having to get food and water from these people. But hey, maybe they said yes. Maybe they actually have something they want from us. Because we need to figure out what they want from us because, you know, we can't pay for fuel out of credits, now can we?
What they want from us is for us to get the fuck out of the system by the sounds of it.
Yeah. But we need to figure out how to get fuel from these people.
Well,
what do they want for fuel?
We might be able to bargain and say, well, we can't leave if you don't give us fuel. Like we're happy to leave if you give us some fuel so that we can do so. But we'll see. If it's the computer doing it, it might not.
Or maybe they have a side quest for us. 872 doesn't actually say that.
That's something Nemesis would say.
It sounds like you are sending them a message asking them if they'd be willing to supply you with food and water at least.
Yeah, if it's 180 sending it, she'd probably, given it was an automated message in, probably phrase it not exactly like simply, but how a computer would want to ingest that information and that query.
Okay. Speaking its language.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys
My
begin.
God, 180 speaks binary?
Probably does.
Probably.
You guys begin picking at Vandus 3 and likely working in shifts. You guys can of course decide all that for us, right? There we go. That's how you're making up the time difference between having a full team. Is you're working in shifts. You're making up the fact that you can only do 2 at a time by having people working the whole day, which normal circumstances, even with a full team, you probably wouldn't. You give them some time to rest.
With that in mind, Doug's gonna be taking his, just really pushing it there.
Okay, and Doug is also
taking extra shifts.
I mean, Doug is taking extra shifts to make the vac suits too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I guess that's true. Yeah, his extra shifts is actually in applying the repairs and rigging vac suits. That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah. Doug is already doing double here. You send that message over to them and get a simple automated response that, well, it reads as an affirmative.
Okay. Yeah. Seems they can do as
fair play.
Yeah, food water.
Well, that'll be good for our future prospects.
Yep.
Assuming this drive doesn't try to blow up in our faces, I'm trying to get it back up to working order. All right. While we're scrapping the station, is anyone not involved in it? In fact, let's simplify my question. Everyone who is going to be assisting with scrapping the station, Doug can give instructions that others can follow even if they don't have fix. Put yourself in the EVA box.
Do we have a suit that 180 will fit into?
Well, it's custom made, so yeah.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, I see.
In fact, honestly, that one's easy. Oh, you already had me there.
Already did. Yep.
Double shift.
Yeah, you can't get away. You can't get away saying, "Oh, none of these suits fit me."
Lining coffee.
Yeah.
Just pure caffeine.
All right. Then everybody give me an exert check. This will be exert with actually any physical stat. Strength, dex, or con.
Oh, sweet.
Definitely not strength for me.
Strength for me. I can do it with dex.
I'm gonna pick con again.
I mean, yeah. I mean, when you're talking about Z or G, it's kind of however you want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
The important part is to not get yourself crushed by trying to move too much at once and getting in front of it.
So
Yeah.
what I'm doing here is I'm going to be picking on whoever rolled the lowest.
So my 9 is just enough.
808 didn't roll.
I'm
808?
rolling for him real quick. This is something you can re-roll if you have that ability.
It's an opportunity for get rid of 808.
Oh, I already rolled mine. I already rolled a 10 on the
No.
dice. I ain't re-rolling that.
Yeah, this is how 808 gets removed from the crew. He gets split up during the extraction process.
No, looks like 808's fine.
A 6 and a 5.
Are you gonna re-roll that?
Doesn't
Knox?
even need any stats or skills.
All right, so we're gonna pick on 119 here.
The old guy.
Yep, picking on the old guy. There's a when Doug was building these vac suits, of course he wanted to build them with all the bells and whistles, and maybe he found some design specs on Stet. Somebody had something somewhere. He had something to work with, so he knows what all the various biosensors and things are. I'm assuming he would have included all that. They're fairly important. You have to know when somebody's dying inside the suit, right?
Yeah, I mean.
Okay. So 119's biometric readings are worrying. Are medically worrying. And that alert is coming across to whoever happens to be on shift with him. I'll let anyone self-nominate to be on shift with 119 when this occurs by simply moving your token over to touch his. Only one person. Or I will roll randomly. Okay.
I've moved my token, but now I'm behind 119.
Oh god, did 119 leave his own personal fridge door open?
There is no such thing as personal space.
All space is personal. So yeah, 800 is working with 119 when a suit sensor is reading a health crisis. And Nox, you can jump in here if you want to describe what the health crisis is. Otherwise, I can leave it kind of generic as this is going to need attention. We'll give Nox a moment to unmute if they want to, but how's
getting the sorry.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Getting the Discord requires interrupting out of roll 20. Sorry about that. At a point in trying to lug things around, 119 finds that he just literally can't breathe anymore. Just huffing and puffing, and air isn't coming in.
Yeah. All right.
Are we close by one another, or is this happening like I have the sensors monitored on some sort of like wrist mounted screen?
No, I think you guys are probably working pretty close by.
Okay.
Yeah, taking some of the stuff apart is you need leverage of multiple people, especially when you don't have gravity assisting you.
So, noticing that 119 is having a hard time breathing, 800 is going to try and recall anything that could help in an immediate sense, while also starting to convey that the airlock should be prepped because we are having to board early. That there are medical issues happening.
Okay. You can go ahead and roll a heal check to see how much 800 does recall of any kind of medical training she may have had.
Can I use dexterity for the speed at which this is applying, or?
Yeah, I'll allow that.
Okay.
Okay. It's not great care. You certainly haven't diagnosed what exactly is going on, but running through a laundry list of different techniques, you've got the Heimlich, you've got the gut punch, other actual, not maybe not the gut punch, but other actual medical techniques that might help someone who's having difficulty breathing for unknown reasons. She's able to apply and uh, give him enough time to get hauled into the airlock. Whoever's standing by at the airlock will probably be able to haul him in with a attached rope. If you guys would be attaching a rope to some attachment point on the wreckage, and you can use that for quick retrieval of people and also just to keep parts from floating away.
Yeah, if I had medical emergency, then 872 probably would have been there to reel them in, because I do actually have some medical training from field combat.
Okay. Alright.
So I'll be able to haul them in, and can I try a heal check of some sort?
You can. You get John hauled into the Raza and the airlock cycled. 872 can be inside the airlock with him if he, if he wants to put on a vac suit and save the. It saves 30 to 45 seconds for.
Which is potentially critical, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it would be. See, I feel like with the sort of like diagnosing sort of thing you're thinking of, that'd need to be intelligence with shitting, because I'd quite like to roll dexterity as well, but hey ho.
I'm also willing to let you try rolling. Use dexterity for this.
Okay.
I don't know if I specified. I don't remember if I specified it, but I told you guys you could pretty much restore your ship locker, right, from Stet?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was just mentioned in passing. I don't think it was ever written, but yeah, you were able to replenish your ship locker. Stet had pretty much anything you needed there. Of course they had med kits, they had medical supplies, and so
yeah.
872 has a med kit available here and can apply his combat field medic training with haste and dexterity.
Oh, that's a bit more like it.
Okay. It's a quick diagnosis of what could be a couple things. Now 872 isn't a doctor, so field medicine is more on the lines of, it could be this. We're going to give you this thing that, or these 3 things that cover 7 different things.
Yeah.
And
like, I don't need to figure out exactly what the problem is. I just need to know what the most applicable general solution is. That kind of thing.
And whatever was causing the obstruction of airways or 119's John's inability to breathe has cleared up with the quick action of 872.
Once he's able to start catching his breath, 119 is going to kind of, in frustration, but I've got a month or so of usable memory, and I've got the body of a corpse. Why would they leave me out here?
The important thing is, you're still alive and kicking, old man?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Good, let's keep it that way. Hey, do you want me to... I'm suited up already. Do you want me to go out and do the rest of your shift? In fact, you know what? No. Right now, I'm the doctor. Back inside, I'm doing the rest of your shift. Here, take this back to the lockers, and I'll hand him the med kit. Like, I'll pack up the med kit and hand it to him.
Okay.
And he'll take it and shuffle off.
All right. Crisis averted.
I knew taking heal would be useful, and yet...
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that. And 872.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'll just hop back out and use the short range comms to ping across to 800. He's fine. I'm still not sure exactly what it was that went wrong, but I managed to patch him up. I'll come out and do the rest of his shift. I've sent him to get a breather and basically not calm down. He seems more annoyed than anything, but you know.
I mean,
He's just had a bit of a shock. He doesn't need to be out here salvaging shit.
Understood. I'll appreciate the help.
Of course, we can't have you out here by yourself either. Come on, let's go. Oop. And 872 will just sort of vault off the ship and along the rope.
and then smash his head on the station and have to be brought in for a medical emergency. Nah, not doing that.
Yeah, there's something that beneficial that comes from this. A silver lining to John's sudden inability to breathe. The particular combination of 800 with her administrative background, wherever that came from, and kind of an understanding of station layouts, wherever that came from, and 872's familiarity with personal combat, and seemingly also group and mass combat. There's a recognition between the two of you, whether it's stated or simply internalized, that this station did more than just carry fuel. Its internal compartments are too big. Its armories are too big. You know, it didn't even need an armory as a fuel station. It needed a weapons locker, and that's it. For a manned fuel station, of course. But this had not just one, but two smallish armories.
Which I assume have been cleaned out.
Oh yeah. They have absolutely been cleaned out. You're just finding what looks like evidence that this station was carrying troops and weapons. To roll a wisdom shoot for Cameron, and a wisdom or intelligence admin for 800.
You said administer, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so that's an 8 for wisdom shoot.
Okay, that's good.
Shoot is good, wisdom is not.
And an 11 is good. The dimensions and the availability, the use of space here would be enough troops and weapons to supply a ground assault.
Huh.
190 some odd people killed in this station.
Way more than you ever would need for a fuel station.
Not just that, but 190 people is not enough for a ground assault.
I think he's suggesting there probably should have been more people on the station based on what we're seeing on the station.
Yeah, the 190 was is a high number for a fueling station to begin with, unless it provides other services, of course. You know, if it was known as like a destination for grits and pancakes, then you could have a crew of 200. But yes, also there's room for more than 200 people on this station.
And yeah, definitely not some like tourist vacation destination.
Yeah.
Now you're in the buckle belt right now. Andoys, Stet, Aziz, and Sos, and even going up to Gun and Miran are all considered the buckle belt in Artemis. Artemis Black. That's the sector you're in. And you probably would have seen references to this on documents in Stet or in literature on Stet. So yeah, no, the buckle belt, with the sole exception of Sos, is not a tourist destination. It's a very heavy work and mining destination. So what was that about there being deeper meaning? Sorry, guys.
Uh-huh.
Without any further incident, you have
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Vara.
No, I was gonna say 872 is just kinda like chewing it over, and then as it becomes like more and more evident that this is like enough, would it be enough to arm about 200 people, these two armories, or is it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, easily.
Okay. Yeah, once that kinda sinks in, he's going to turn to 800 and go, I can tell by the look on your face, you figured out as well, haven't you? Something's not right here. Why did they have two armories on a fueling station?
So I've got a couple thoughts.
Go on.
These are all.
If any of them are what the fuck, then skip them, because I've already had that thought.
No. Let's go over this. So on Stet, there is this mining colony with less people than there should have been. Here, there is a refueling platform. Not a refueling platform, sorry. It's a maintenance platform.
Oh no, this was supposed to just be a fuel station.
Okay, it is a fuel station. Yeah, a fueling platform with enough armory and people on it to take on the mining facility that we saw instead. I'm starting to think that these were some sort of like government facility that was not supposed to be known about, and that all the crimes that are on, your rap sheet and the rest of the rap sheets are all cover-ups for some sort of like anti-government activity, terrorism.
But why would the Raza? Oh, no.
So what you're saying is that we weren't actually. It's like that whole thing where the difference between a freedom fighter and a terrorist is which side you're on, right?
Yeah. So maybe we is a strong word. You are a freedom fighter. in some sense.
Huh.
And you're not attacking civilians for terrorism or some other nefarious purpose, I guess, but for freedom or equality or some other word to describe liberation.
Yeah.
But we don't yet know who exactly you're rebelling against, so hard to say that you're the good guy yet.
Hold up. Let me check something.
This was a while ago that the station was attacked by
And
the Raza.
872 will pull up the captain's criminal record. I assume I've got like between comms and data pads and stuff. I assume I can access that.
Yeah, and I also want to add in that if anybody else wants to be involved in this discussion, it would be reasonable that anyone could loop into the a conversation that's using the ship, internal comms.
Yeah.
In fact, it would probably be a safety feature that you guys would have it open by default.
Yeah. And I'll just point out. Yeah, look at the captain sheet. Crew of 321 assumed dead. It's only what, the 21st of the 10th in 46, and the 1st of the 1st 49 that we have confirmed dead. Apart from the one in State Prime where we know that there's something sketchy about that one. But for the rest of them, it's all assumed dead or unaccounted for. Like, obviously there was some bloodshed here, and 872 will indicate the blood splatters. But Huh. What I'm really curious about now is what exactly it was that the captain found on the 21st of October 3246. Because if you look there, it says she boarded an orbital research station owned by Darkstar Technologies. Unknown data retrieved, 3 labs destroyed, 7 crew confirmed dead. And then after that, notice the number of people missing or unaccounted for or whatever are a lot lower in all of those crimes than all the ones that went before. It's almost like a change in direction or a change in pattern. And I think, give me a sec, and he'll pull up his own record.
Yeah, actually, were any of us recruited before that date?
No, because I go the furthest back, and the one with the hundreds on the one with the on the 13th of the first 47 is the earliest crime on my sheet that matches up with her. And I checked the rest of her sheets as well. I was curious. Nobody else goes further back. Apart from maybe 808 or that 291 chick who wasn't with us because their files were locked. Or U800, you're in the half file, obviously. Sorry,
Sorry, at least. That, I was even a crew member, right?
Right, yeah, sorry, at least. You're right, I'm assuming, but still, it's almost like, what? She found some data there and then started recruiting us? Because none of the rest of us had been with the Raza for that long. Again, do we know about?
So we're at 3 o'clock here. I don't want to interrupt, but I am going to ask, reach a good point so we can do a quick review.
Can I pose one question
Yeah.
and then we can maybe
Sure.
do that?
Yeah, I'm definitely not wanting to interrupt you. Like I said, get yourself to a good point where we can call it a session, and then let me know.
Yeah.
800 is just going to call into question the fact that when was the Raza as a ship commissioned, right? Like, it's maybe assumed that it could be the first crime on the captain's log book, right, on the records. But
As a pre-tech ship, that goes before. So pre-tech is like hundreds of years old.
right, but when did the Raza become Portia Lynn's ship?
Mm-hmm.
Because
that is a good question.
the Raza may not have existed as it does now until after, or until that first job that 872's rap sheet starts. Right, just because that they are a known member of the Raza doesn't mean that the Raza was their original ship, even, right?
It's a good question, yeah, because I was jumping about the cosmos from roughly when I was about as old as a kid. I mean, look at my record of piracy here. I would have been, what, 17 when I started?
So unless you were somehow always on the Raza, right? And she was also always on the Raza. It just doesn't make
which is
sense.
impossible because the captain's rap sheet only goes back like 5 years, and it mentions a different ship that I was with when I started for that whole. Do you know what I find really strange as well? Do you know what I find really strange? It gets like for that whole 10-year chunk at the start of my sheet, it's just, oh yeah, he was doing some piracy for these 10 years, and then for round about the chunk of time that I guess I would have been like broadly associated with the captain, it starts getting real specific.
One only gets very specific with this sort of thing with like a known defined terrorist, right? Definitely one where they want to paint a public enemy picture where they could get concerned citizens to report and help track down, and very easily turn an entire sector against a very small group of people.
Yeah, but like, look at from 34 to 44, spikejacking, piracy, and murder. Then after that, there was the violence in the hospital zone thing, and then it starts being crimes. A few months later, that I share with the captain, and suddenly there's fucking microscopic detail on everything that I've done.